Soldier Lord is not dead, you cretin! You insipid bastards! You peerless babies!
And now the final battle begins! Roll initiative! And hello everyone, welcome to Finally a Good Fucking Story. This is episode 2 of this series, so without further ado, let me introduce first my co-host.
I wish to fortify the bars of the dragon's cage, so the dragon doesn't break through the dent made by the bucket. I am fortifying this iron cage.
Just roll a smith skill test.
Crut.
Sveiki visiem!
Welcome, Latvian Dragon. Next up, welcome, Holy Ninja.
The sausage spice boy returns.
I summon Prohibition Hammer.
Prohibition's only ever expanded.
Father?
Son.
Brother.
Brother?
Hot stuff.
What?
Curtailment.
Hey, Wolf, a meme just popped out in one of my Discords that perfectly describes the ending of the previous reading. You could just pull it up.
Alright, first let me at least, let me just bring in the last one.
Stop! My immersion broke.
It broke a long time ago.
Hey, at least we're immersive in this reading, as opposed to... So, yeah, this was happened previously on. Like, just... Yeah.
A heretic? Bury the heretic!
Yep.
Oh my god. Who came up with that meme?
I don't know, but it's hilarious because it perfectly described what happened in our previous reading.
Yep.
As opposed to the meme, for those two of you, or zero of you, who have not read the previous reading, there's a chaotic army spawned from the initial force that the Empire kicked its butt up with, and they fell into chaos, and the Reichsguard saw it while they were guarding the mage and the apprentice for a trade deal involving dragon scales. They immediately saw it, and they immediately went back to their boss to bring an army.
Okay, yeah, we'll help you. We'll help you. It's like, be petty later, deal with chaos now.
Yeah, and so Chaos will have to face the wrath of a Dwali army, elves, and the Cupcake Pistolier.
Although there's one weakness to the dwarves, by shaving their beards.
Oh, by the way, Meta, I have claim of all dwarven characters, except for the main dwarf.
Can I take the main dwarf?
No, Latvian took it.
Ah, fuck.
I don't know, you
But
can
we did give you legal rights. You did give you legal rights to all the women characters.
No, fuck no. I am not dealing with that shit. That would be Ninja's thing.
What?
Well, you have you have a more of a woman's voice, Ninja.
Seriously?
I'm just joking.
Right, let's get to this.
Alright, where were we?
Fort Griffin. We're on.
Okay, that's my character.
That's cold.
What?
Wait. Oh yes, it is.
Alright.
Vannon. Yep.
It is.
No, yeah, that's you. So look at this straight. Now Latvian Dragon voices all the main 3. He voices.
Well, I'm I'm one of the oldest members of this podcast.
Yes, we give him the respect.
Yeah.
Give him the
Yes.
respect. He gets first dibs.
Meanwhile,
Alright.
Ninja and me are just rookies.
Yeah. All right. I cannot say that I'm comfortable with these many dwarves coming through.
Especially, Venon says he looked out over the gate from the second floor balcony of the keep.
Especially with their odor. Come on, Captain. It would be rude of me to deny their request.
Erhard said from inside, where he was sitting at his desk and reading a report.
The pact between the Darwin and the Empire has lasted for over 2,500 years since Sigmar's day. I could not find no reason to deny their request to use the gate. I would be a poor Sigmarite if I did so anyway. Wolf? Wilting? Oh.
Okay, I'll read. I'll just
I was gonna-
take over since Wolf is out of commission. Or Meta, you want to take over?
Yeah, I can take over.
You-
Which one are we on?
No sooner. That's the paragraph.
No sooner had Earnhardt granted the dwarves' request than the Thane had immediately began marching his people through. Ranks of armored dwarves, each wielding weapons that would bankrupt a minor lord, made their way through the gate with deadly artillery behind them, and
And even a few of the marvelous flying machines. Truly, Erhard was blessed to be seeing such sights. And yes, the dwarves have helicopters.
Oh yes.
Yes,
I-
yes. The dwarves have basically like everything. They're awesome.
Even though they're-
It will be.
I-
This would be a disappointment. There's only one disappointment with this fanfic: if they don't bring up the book.
it'd just be funny. Like during battle, all you hear is running blades, like you just see missiles flying out. What is this? Magic missiles.
All right.
Unfortunately, there are no missiles.
Okay. I would not wish for you to break your oaths to mention to the mountain folk, Prince.
Well, I admit.
I merely state my opinion on their race. I understand your mutual mistrust of each other, Captain,
Erhard says he took a sip of beer.
and I thank you for acting cordially when you
Cordially.
cordially when you interact with them. My people have enough enemies as it is, Prince.
Venon said.
It would have not to do for me to antagonize the Darwin. Not when we have a Sutherans and
Zidarans.
Druki to deal with.
Erhard agreed.
By the way, the game, one of my friends who's a huge Warhammer fan of both Fantasy and 40k hates that they're called the Druki.
Yeah,
He wants
the
them,
Druki.
he wants them to sound Drukai because Druki sounds like a puppy.
Yeah, Drukai sounds better.
Good guy. Especially if you rolled that R at that part. Through guy.
I don't know. Maybe it may just be my total. Maybe just because I've heard like the Total War Warhammer pronunciation. Who knows? Maybe.
Oh yeah, he hates that Total War Warhammer pronunciation. Sounds silly to him. He can't take the Dark Elves seriously.
Yeah, we're just. It's like well, the Dark Elves are. They're terrified to fight in combat. They don't care. They just want to make as much pain as possible.
Yeah. All right.
To say that the dwarves and the elves had bad blood between them would be the mother of all understatements. Erdor was more educated than most of the Empire, and even he only knew a few handful. The Great War between Dowie and Asir, the War of Vengeance. What he didn't know was that the dwarves forced the elves out of the old world forever, except for the wood elves. They refused to leave. They said no.
Yeah, and and all of this because Malekith's fault. And also the elves were kind of arrogant of not telling the dwarfs, hey, we're in the midst of a civil war here, so don't trust, we don't tell them about the civil war. Let's don't tell them. Why? Because we're arrogant. We're elves.
Makes sense. But that doing so had cost them their own empire and left them vulnerable to the Greenskins. But it was curious as to the reasons of the war, Malekith and his slut of a mom. And Urshart knew better than to ask Ned, with the fort a literal virtual powder keg at the moment. He was sure that Vanon's spirits would rise considerably when Leda Tuka returned. They had missed each other by mere hours.
Man, Vanon has thirst energy.
Oh wait,
There's nothing
actually,
quenches
wait till you get to his wait till you get to one of the biggest twists in his story.
Oh,
It's
no.
hilarious.
Oh no, is he a girl?
No, he's a guy.
Okay. I was expecting that. It turns out Tuka's actually a woman pretending to be a guy.
But no, it was Tuka leaving with Kaito and Vanon's small army of elves arriving later the same day. Much of Nonsense point was obvious even to a blind man that Vanon was infatuated with the native elf girl. Taking her back to Oathwand, giving her a swift and expensive cursor, a veritable with clothes, as well as a host of other gifts. He was officially courting her, or did not know, but if her presence raised his allies mood, then she could not return tell Kasrina.
Enough talk of the dwarfs, Captain. I insist.
He pleaded.
I wish to know the news of the Shadowlands Gate. What is the situation like at the moment on your end? Okay, is it Vannon?
Yeah, it's Banon.
Okay.
This is Erdhart and Banon.
All right. The situation is
Precarious.
precarious at the moment, for our ships have reported a small fleet of Drukai making a land on the Sunken Isles. We believe that this may be the beginning of another invasion. That is troubling.
That or it's another slave raid. AKA, they're going to be taking slaves.
So a normal Tuesday for the High Elves. The Dark Elves are invading again.
We should really put up a sign.
At least it isn't Loki or at least be glad it isn't Loki or Felhart leading the charge.
Welcome to our kingdom, where we constantly
If I had to describe Loki or Felhart, he's essentially Bokuron, but way times better, way cooler in action. And it's freaking savage.
It would be fun. It would be fun if there's a sign that says, "Welcome to our kingdom, where we get constantly raided by shadow elves,
Dark elves,
and the lingering smells of dwarves."
No. Well, no. It would be like, welcome to our kingdom. We are constantly invaded by BDSM-loving, murder-boning elves and the small dwarfs. And
Who knew dwarves and elves were so kinky with each other?
Oh, he's
Okay.
Erdhart.
All right. Do you believe that your gate is their target?
Yep.
There's no doubt in my mind that is the case.
He answered firmly.
Our dark cousins, while vile and wicked, are not foolish. They know it is magical, and that is not that can be used in their favor. At worst, if they claim it for themselves, and find some way to use its magic, they could transport entire armies from Nagaroth to Ultron in an instant, rendering our navals useless. At very least, they would have a backdoor to your homeland. The truth is, there is no option in your scenario that ends up well for us. Should the Drukai take the archway for themselves?
It's actually Banana's going. Hang on. Give me a few. I'm looking for it right now. He's going. Oh
Yeah, pretty much.
What actions have your Prince Mother made to defend the gate? Well,
no!
Venom was caught by a single horn blast, or someone's were approaching the fort.
it seems we have hold on the line of a conversation for the moment, Captain.
He says he rose from his desk.
He sounds as if our friends have returned.
The two made their way to the fort's gates, which are in the process of being opened, and were greeted to the sight of their returning comrades.
Ah, Siegfried, I am glad to see that you returned to us unharmed.
Ertard says the knight rode up to him.
And Kato, I hope you managed to get us on the track to selling those scales.
While Ertard greeting his people, Vanilla walked over to Tuka's horse and held out a hand for her. Wordlessly, but with a large grin, Tuka took the hand and consented to Vanilla.
Oh my goodness! Bananas!
God down. Oh my god, holding hands. What's next?
Oh no! Are they gonna go? Is Tuka's gonna produce a kid soon? Are far north elves take shorter gestation time than high elves?
Yeah. Well, then you're not exactly wrong about one part.
Yeah,
What?
I know. I just found out that high elves have longer periods of pregnancy than
No, I mean
normal
both
humans.
parts, actually. Both parts, actually.
Wait, elves can produce babies in this world faster than humans?
No, then their high elves counterparts, yes. But another part.
What's the other part?
You'll know.
They get pregnant easily?
No, not like you partner easily, but... Well, not easily, but, you know.
Come on, just spell it out.
Well, let's just say that later on, a certain elf ends up pregnant.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Wait, who's voicing Kato?
I am.
Yes, because we can't have all the fun.
Not quite, my prince, says Epopeed as a prince got off his wagon. You see, Danica is preparing to be put under siege by an army bands we live, so they had no time to our business, and enough talk, old man. Siegfried snapped at Sketo, who instantly closed his mouth. My prince, we must rally the army as soon as possible and make for Italica.
I suppose we cannot trade with them. Should those bandits pillage the place, but to leave the fort vulnerable?
Ertard asked.
Why would we do such a thing for a town that is still a vassal of Sadar?
Because the bandits face in Italica faces my prince, Siegfried said with an almost fearful look in his eyes. The scouts in Italica reported that they bear the 8-pointed star of the ruinous powers.
Oh no.
Icy grip seized Ironheart's heart. Banon stopped talking to Tuka and wide-eyed stared at Siegfried. Every man, elf, and even a few dwarves who were close by froze in shock. The 8-pointed star. Here. All places.
You are certain that of this night?
Banon said, having left Tuka's side, walking up to Siegfried.
You are certain that the followers of Chaos are here?
I've yet to see them myself, noble Asir, Siegfried admitted. But the Italicas have. I do not doubt them on this. It is no coincidence that these British carry the symbol of chaos with them.
Excuse me!
Brother Kato.
It's Lele, but I voiced Lele, and Lele, even though she's supposed to be like, "Hi, I'm Lele," or like more stoic and stuff, but this is like she's supposed to be screaming. So
It's actually, everyone turned to the sound of voice and saw. Oh, Kato, for once with a worried expression on his face. Lele stood a bit high up. The normally stoic girl concerned at the way the normally unflappable Empire men and Oathswan elves were worried. Meanwhile, Tuka placed a hand on Vanon's shoulders, a questioning look in her eyes.
Oh, it was Kato. Sorry.
Sorry for shouting. But what is this that has you all so worried? Sir Siegfried did not tell us anything since we left the Italica, and now you lot are nigh panicked. What is this chaos?
Chaos is evil.
Father Wilhelm.
Okay, this is the new Father Wilhelm voice. Like,
I am
the knight.
I am Batman. I fight against chaos.
No, Father Wilhelm at night, he dresses up as Batman.
Dressed in full war plate, his attendants behind him, with one carrying his holy warhammer.
It is all that is foul and wicked in the hearts of men, amplified through the suffering of others and the cruel delights of laughing diamonds. It is a force of destruction and corruption spreading its disease any way it can, through either subtlety or war. Most of all, it is the will of the dark gods, whose names must not be spoken.
And there are 4.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, how about you talk? I need to take a drink for a sec.
Yeah, there are 4 chaos gods. Slanesh, Zinch, Korn, and Nurgle. Nurgle is the nicest out of all of them.
Did you say one of them was named Korn?
Yes.
Yes.
Trust me, the jokes have already been made.
Like, it's not only like Korn as in Cornflakes, but Korn as in the metal band, because Korn is basically a metal band album cover.
To be honest, I kind of went with the cornfield.
Corn. Cornflakes.
Chaos cornflakes.
Every skull inside, fortified with blood for the blood god.
No, you know what would be funny? Like, they get to Korn's location, right? It's just nothing but a field of corn. And for his suit of armor, it's just corn of armor. It's just armor made out of corn.
Blood god, fucking Prakus Slanesh, and tripping for the grandfather. That's Nurgle. Chance for God's
ever.
You know what? Hang on. I need a bunch of Zinch clips now.
Oh yeah. Oh great. Now I need to find a whole bunch of. Great. I have to go scour for it.
You have 1 week.
Oh come on. Fine. I will find. No wait. I know a perfect summary of. There's a TTS clip about the father Ecclesiarch summing up all the other gods other than the man emperor of mankind.
Yeah, do that, please.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, Zinch is essentially that guy logo. That was all according to my plan. Well, no, actually, hang on. Let me show you a proper Zinch meme. Because this best describes him without getting too complicated.
I may know something. I may not know something. But, you smell like poop!
Alright.
Okay, the small braid way for Zinch is to kill your political rival in his sleep. Now that's pretty small braid. It's pretty boring. No, what you must do to impress Zinch is to...
Fucking unintelligible gibberish.
Yeah, sorry. This installation's kind of pull. Also, let me just pull it up separately. Okay, let me just pull up.
Essentially, Zinch likes overly complicated plans.
Okay, here it is. Okay, I found it. Alright, I pulled it up on... Let me just grab this. Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna get water too.
This is how you would do it. Poisoning your sister's food in order to talk to the planetary governor during the funeral, planting a bomb on him to assassinate him and his family, therefore thereby throwing the Hive City into utter chaos, waiting for the new governor's ceremony so that he could set gene stealers loose in the Hive City's spore. They're launching the rolls for rolling nobility to complete disarray and giving you the opportunity to crash a gunship to the Hive. The guards are busy with the help of a religious selling you indoctrinate. So your political rival mysteriously survives the crash that should have killed him and gets taken away by the Inquisition. It's a question to kill. But the Inquisitor returns to Jamie's status while a report causing a catastrophic exit to the explosion that kills them all. So you no longer have noisy Inquisitors messing with your business when you put action your plan and to eventually send a planetary governor yourself.
Holy fuck.
Like I said, it's just doing something simple is that small brained. You need to do 10 other, like...
You need to make a foolproof plan here.
Like, foolproof. It's just... This is too much.
Make a book out of it.
But hang on. Hold on. I'm gonna...
All right. Okay, let's
There was actually a number in how to avoid stupid debts in the 41st millennium. We'll get to that eventually. It's hilarious.
All right, I'm back.
All right,
Got
here
some
we
water.
go.
Prince Eric.
All right, you're... All right, then. Thorholm said as he took his warhammer in both hands.
Oh,
It is
Warhammer.
there, if there is even a sight, that Sir Siegfried.
Can you scroll up a bit so I can the StreamYard watermark covered up a bit?
If there's even a slight chance that Sir Siegfried is correct, then it must be taken as an absolute certainty. As such, it is our duty, as most dutiful Sigmar rights and as men of the Empire, to stamp out this corruption before it has a chance to spread and drown this land and all its inhabitants screaming into the darkness.
Dude.
Everyone could hear the shouts of approval coming from his surrounding soldiers. If he refused to take an army now, after the warrior priest's words, he might lose the respect of his men. Or he didn't want to refuse. Father Willingsworth reached him as well.
Yeah, you are right, Father.
Earthheart said.
We must not allow the forces of darkness to corrupt this world. Spread the word.
He shouted to everyone within earshot.
We'll leave it dawn.
Cheers!
Dingus food! Dingus food! Dingus food!
God.
Man rushed to ready himself for the long march ahead.
My forces will join yours, Prince.
But no one said as he walked over to Earthheart.
If these bandits are indeed enthralled into the ruinous powers, then they pose a threat to Ulfan as well. I welcome any and all help, Captain.
The prince replied, a smile on his face.
Gods know that I need it.
If you don't mind, Prince Erhard,
Layla spoke up.
I would like to accompany you to this battle.
Are you certain, Layla?
Earthheart asked.
It will be very dangerous.
I am not helpless.
Ain't she isn't, Arcado said proudly. She won't slow you down, my prince. In fact, she may even help turn the tide. Somehow Earthheart doubted that, but he was not want to say no to more magical support.
Come on, the only magical support you need is the cupcake pistolier.
He'll keep you alive with his diabetic gun.
Very well then. Right with the college magus. Mages. And listen to Magister Otmar. He'll keep you alive.
Leia said nothing, but nodded her affirmation. If an honest going, then I will go as well, Juga declared, taking her bow, made from wood by the Shireen Cracian Forest. Another gift of a non. I've improved my skill considerably this past month.
And she was already a deadly shot to begin with.
But on a minute, it took an on agreement. Bring it!
Wait.
Oh
his
yes,
name?
dwarves. Yes, it's the dwarves. Darn it.
Cregan, speak!
All right. Wait, I'm Regan.
Yeah,
Yes.
Cregan.
Yeah, I thought
All right.
that was the whole joke. Is that you're one of the main characters of each race.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. That's. Oh, madlings, elgis.
The assembled group of men and elves turned around towards the speaker, Mercury with a sight of the dwarf, Thane Cregan, who was fully dressed in his armor, and carrying an axe in one hand and a hammer in another.
Even the narrator turned Scottish.
All right. Who is this? Vannon or Ard?
Cregan.
Yeah, it's still Cregan.
Okay, I hear tell that an army of those damned demon worshippers is here on the side of the gate, and they're going to raise this Italic town. That true? It is indeed, noble Darwin.
Erdward confirmed. Cregan nodded and looked directly at Layla, pointing at her.
You there, lads?
Yes.
This Italica, is it an important town?
It is one of the most important trading towns this side of the mountains, sitting on a high crossroads of two major highways.
Yes, that's all well and good, but would this place hold information on the location of the Darwin?
Dawi?
The thing spoke.
The dwarves, Umig. The dwarves. Why would know where the dwarves live on this continent?
I believe so.
Layla admitted.
Then it seems that's going to be my next stop as well.
Cregan shouted.
Which means we stand better chance of defeating this chaos horde together. Of course, I would welcome the assistance of the Dawi in the coming battle.
Erdhard said.
But would you consent to fighting alongside the Asur?
Cregan turned to Banan and Duka, looked them over once over, and then turned back to Erdhard.
I'll consent to fighting alongside Algi.
Okay, Alma, this is actually more Irish than it is Scottish.
Irish. Algi. On accounts that I hate chaos more and that my mission given to me by the High King takes priority. Then we all in this together.
Erdhard said, looking around at his allies.
May the gods grant us victory.
Oh, frick, we're still alive and past the halfway mark.
Holy
shit.
That's when. That's why we don't need to start.
The next day, 3 forces set up in Fort Griffin. Over 10,000 men of the Empire, 300 high elves, and 2,000 dwarves. Marching north towards Italica, scouts are sent out ahead to gauge the enemy's numbers and determine how close Italica the Bandit army was. When the first of the scouts, a brave dwarf pilot in a gyrocopter, reported that, yes, the rumor was true. The bandits did fly the 8-point star. They were already down.
I got a question. How do they fly it? Do they actually pedal to fly?
Gyrocopter or hammer.
Oh.
Please be pedaling. That would be funny if it was a pedal.
Here.
And considering that they're short.
Let me see
Jesus
here.
Christ.
Word.
Like
Okay. No, it's a steam engine.
That would have been funny.
Steam power helicopter.
Dwarves,
All right,
Yeah,
let's paddle while the others piloting.
let's not waste our time.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Borders of
go,
Order
go.
to come to Falmar.
Focus.
In its first battle against the forces of Order would take place outside the gates and walls of Italica. Flavia Ilius, captain of the bastards of Enroy, was not a man you wish to cross. A veteran of countless campaigns across the Empire, he lived his life as first a legionary, then as a mercenary, one of the best in his business. When the Lordling needed his border protected, they hired Flavius, When the Sentinel needed his rival's lands raided, they hired him. When the legions of the Sidarian or all the Sidarian vassal kingdoms needed experience fighting men to fill out the numbers, or to train the townmen and peasants they could script into their armies, they hired him. All his clients paid him what he was due. If they did not, well, they were no longer his. It would never be anyone else's client. It did not matter if he was a senator, merchant, priest, or prince. Flavius always took what was owed to him. The bastard's last job was with the king of Mudwan, as he and the rest of the Empire's servant kingdoms marched to retake Alnis Hill from an army of outlanders from across the gate. It was supposed to be a simple job. He had fought in sieges before, on both sides of the wall. Pause.
Oh, great. Wolf got cut off. Again.
All right, Meta, go.
Oh wait, where did he start?
Wait, he's back.
Left off. Oh.
It was supposed to be a simple job. He had fought in... Okay, hang on. The Outlanders defied all expectations. Though the defenders went constructed in an obvious haste, their fire-throwing artillery rained down death upon the enemy's army's lines. Every time the Lordings sent their men up the hill, only half of them made it through the fire and destruction to the walls. Those that did had to contend with the grim-faced and vicious defenders. It was a bad campaign. The Lordings didn't know how to run it properly, content to throw wave after wave of men at the hill. Flavius was no stranger to his own men dying, but at least in the past, the bastard's deaths actually meant something. This was just slaughter, with no purpose and no progress. They were dying for nothing, only for the honor of some high-born ponce who once feared the Sidarians. 3 weeks into the siege, and Flavius had lost half of his company. He planned on leaving that very night. Perhaps he could send some of the other soldiers in the army to sign up with his band, replace the bastard's losses, and steal anything of value from the dead Lordling's tents. It was the least he could do, salvage something from this military disaster. Then the old man came. He was dressed in ragged robes, looked and smelled of one who lived on the road, and most curious of all, though his eyes were milky white, Flavius could swear that the old man could see better than the keenest of falcons. He came to Flavius a night before the start of the 4th week. It spoke to him of the future. And more importantly, Flavius' place in it. A great upheaval was upon the world. The Sidarian Empire would not survive it, for it had become corpulent and complacent. A great beast in its time, to be sure, but one that was desperately gasping for its air, drowning in a sea of corruption of its own making. Emperors killed their sons, brothers killed one another, and senators became more like the criminals who plagued the cesspools of the city. Such a civilization was doomed to collapse upon itself. Why, even the gods had abandoned them. Then the old man said that Flavius should not mourn the false era. Instead, he should rejoice. For it was the way of life, the eternal cycle of death and rebirth, that one empire should fall, and in its place would another rise. Flavius had a company of men. Even better, he had the respect of the common men of the army, where he was one of the few to make it to the walls of Aldous, survive, and even kill what he suspected was a nobleman among the outliers, and claimed his fine soul for himself. He could become a deserter and a thief, stealing away into the night with his men and liberated values. He had done such things before. He could do that, the old man had said. Or he could take his first step to becoming a king in his own right. That got Flavius' attention. Were it any other old man that spoke such things, the grizzled mercenary would have knocked him to the ground, cursed him for an old fool, gone on his way. But it was the old one who spoke such things. Flavius could not help but believe it. So in the following nights, Flavius conspired with other like-minded men, and together they turned on the noble fools who marched men to certain death. Only a few self-styled kings survived the purge, fleeing to Italica, joining the king of Elbe, Durin, who had previously left the seat while Flavius and his compatriots could turn their swords upon him. When the slaughter was done, the men who could spar with Flavius declared him their new leader, and half the army flocked to his banner. There were, of course, fools who dissented, taking issues with the killings of their kings, acting against their own self-interest. This what should have been a day of victory turned into a full-scale massacre, with soldiers turning upon one another. At the end of it, Flavius' forces were victorious, with the dissenters either dead or retreating to Italica as well. Flavius now had 50,000 killers marching under his command. and now they needed an outlet for their aggression. So Flavius turned his view towards Italica, the largest town closest to Aldous, and marched his army with the intent to take it. Once it was his, Flavius would use the city as the seat of a new kingdom, one that would rival Sedera in power and influence. All the while, the old man stayed by his side, giving him wise counsel and telling him of new gods. One that took a vested interest in the dealings of the mortal races. It did not turn a blind eye to suffering, or who only acted through apathetic apostles. There were 4 of them, each powerful, and one day, all of existence would worship at their feet. One god, though, was above the other 3, for he was a god of cunning and magic. It was this god that the old man followed, and though he was never particularly religious in the past, it was to this god now Flavius had sworn himself to, above all others. The Raven God, the Changer of Ways, Zinch. He kept his new faith a secret from all but 9 of those trusted commanders, who had also followed him into Zinch's worship and tutelage under the old man. With an army, a new god, and the favors bestowed upon him, the West would fall and a new power would rise, with Flavius as its head. Change was coming. Italica would either be chained with it, or be destroyed by its unstoppable stride.
A lot of reading there.
Yep.
Not
What do
a
you guys think?
single dialogue. That was quite good.
That was
Yeah.
really impressive.
Yeah, this is Zinch's doing. Who knew?
Of course it's Zinch. F you, Zinch.
I need that.
I need that.
Bo Kid, I needed that.
Transform.
Berserk, I needed that.
Wait, what did you just say?
Princess.
Delete.
Oh no.
Come on.
You get what you fucking deserve.
Anyways, Earthheart, you're next.
Okay. According to the report of our scouts, the bandit army is in 4 days west of Italica.
Earthheart says he is. Okay, man, we're thinking.
What?
That as she pointing to the bandit's last level. Location. She. Well, you're a girl now.
Wait, that's the case, then better you know how to voice Earthheart.
Fuck off. Fuck all of that.
Anyways, keep going, Latvian.
Okay. That was 3 days ago. Right now we're 1 day out. Maybe two depending on the weather. Either way, I believe the enemy will reach Italica before we do.
The
Eurocopter pilots report much the same thing.
Greekins confirmed as he smoked a pipe.
Even if it's only a difference of a few hours, if this King Duran can't hold off the hordes until we arrive, there might not be a city left
For us.
for us.
Vanon merely grunted, crossing his fingers as he looked at the map. Behind him, the other Sir officer looked intensively at the wooden figures representing the enemy's numbers. Since the scouts returned with new information, Earthheart had hastily thrown together a war count between the 3 armies, sharing what information they knew and forming a plan of attack. In attendance was Earthheart and his council, generals, priests, knights, mages, and the witch hunter. Thane Cleek and his closest warriors represented the dwarves, and Vanon and the officers, the bowmen and spearmen he brought with him to Fort Griffin represented the elves. Yes, of course he couldn't stop the artist from getting drunk somehow.
Yes, and he had to make a special deal with the Spearman Union. I wonder, do the dwarves have unions, or Dwarves, like, what is his problem? Or are they just perfectly unified? As long as
Well, they're all grudge bearing, so there's their problem.
I'll put you in the book.
Throw the book at him.
Also, the urging of Kaito, Erdard has sent word to the arm-shackled town that has sprung up around Fort Griffin, asking for able-bodied men with combat experience to join the Empire. Though he was reluctant to trust any of the natives of the combat role, they needed the numbers on their side, and a regiment of a few hundred natives had formed almost overnight. The stand captain of this regiment was also sitting at the table, though Lele and Guard was forced to translate for him. This would not be an easy fight. They were outnumbered over 2-1. The bandit army was reported to be around 50,000, while their own was barely 20, many Empire men with Kragen's throng and the elves Vanon had brought with them. Though the Silver Helm did swear that reinforcements from Oathwand were imminent.
Well, my friends,
Erdard said, leaning back in his chair.
we need to stop the enemy from entering Italica. Fane Kragen, your gyrocopters move faster than anything else in the army. Will you consent to use them to delay the enemy's advance? Ha!
Kragen laughed.
Aye, we can make a little life miserable for them, Umig, and delay them long enough to suit so the main body of our army can reach them before they do. We Asur are also very swift. We can join the dwarves' delaying tactics. Perhaps kill a few of their leaders if. Can you scroll up? I can't see the word mark.
Oh yeah.
If the gods are good, perhaps even confirm if there is a chaos presence among them.
Erhard.
Erhadi. Oh, I am Erhadi.
Shudder at the mentally ruined his powers, while they had long since confirmed that yes, the bandit Stiv wave flashed with 8-pointed stars. They had been unable to see if the dark powers truly had taken hold of these men, or if it was mere coincidence. They had to sense something, and they addressed the way for him.
Captain Marcus wants to know what will we do. Should the dwarves and elves delaying tactics are successful, we arrive at Ithaca first before the horde?
Even if we arrive there first, we probably won't have enough
time.
We not have enough time to get inside the city. Instead, we will form ranks in with Italica's walls to
our back.
To our back. In infantry forming a wall between the enemy and our artillery pieces. Though we are outnumbered, we are not outmatched. The guns won us the siege of Aulus, and now they're winners at Italica.
And here comes the biggest rip to Rowan Fox, imminent.
Oh. Do not believe all your faith in gunsmith, Edhard.
I'm sorry, but this is funny.
That's the twist? No, that's not the twist.
No, it's a riff on Roman Fox. Remember talking about?
Oh, yeah.
We have goods. They are super food.
Ooh.
All right.
You had walls in addition to guns at Aulus. This time you'll be on the other side of the walls with no advance on the high ground.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
True, yours and Dawi's firepower will no doubtly slay hundreds, if not thousands of the enemy. But when the battle comes, it will not be guns that win the day, but the sword arms of your men. As much it pains me to agree with an analogy, I decide the point the battle will come down to which side breaks first.
Kriegen aided.
But we can sure, though, that Dawi will not break. We will never break. I thank both of you for your words of wisdom, and will take your advice to heart. Stabs
Advice.
himself in the heart.
Step through the heart, and you're to blame.
You give love a bad name.
Bad name.
Bad
No.
name.
All right.
My God, we can't sing worth crap.
I know. Well, yeah.
Man,
Damn.
may come on. May your people's gods watch over you in the coming battle. We're all singing. We're not gonna sing for an entire hour, are we?
No.
I don't know if we're singing. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Anyways, with that, the war council ended. Ertard stayed behind, trying to calm his too fast-beating heart. He's like, holy frick, I never had to crash so hard in my life.
Father.
Wait, Dunn did a whole hour of singing?
No, he just keeps... You do what... The desire system, my God, he wouldn't stop singing Flo Rida.
I have not listened. Oh, no, not the desire system. Ugh.
It got to the latest part, he was singing... My God, he just kept... It's like, he just kept singing a certain section from a Flo Rida song, and it's just... We want to... It's like... Joel threatened to maim him. And I was like...
Alright.
Holy shit. Okay.
Alright, we'll go. Continue. We still haven't finished chapter 3. Honestly, I think we need to do like a couple chapters because these chapters are long.
Okay, maybe we'll maybe we finish the next chapter after this. Let's actually bit of sidetrack. Let's actually read some bits of how to avoid stupid deaths in the 41st millennium. How's that sound?
Okay.
Yeah. Let's
Wait,
go
this,
with that.
this is the final
No.
Wait, how much chapters is there?
Like essentially, it's like these chapters are so long. Like,
Yeah, but I don't know what I can.
Alright.
Didn't you see there were like 18 chapters?
Yeah, there are 18 chapters on this fic.
Oh,
was-
30.
30? Fucking, we can make 10 episodes of this.
No, if you're talking about avoiding stupid deaths in the 41st millennium, there's 36 chapters and it's finished.
Ah, okay.
Oh.
yeah, like I think of next, like we can extend this stream, just like have only a couple chapters because these, it's taking us an hour to go through half of a chapter.
Father,
Can you keep reading?
alright. Father of
Alright.
made it look so easy. But I've done all I can. I've listened to both my generals, both are both wiser and more experienced than I, and I've listened to the elder races. All I must do now is defeat the enemy and ensure that most of these are still alive come tomorrow.
When Vanon entered his tent, he saw that Tuka was sitting at the small table that arrived with him, drinking the Carisian wine she had developed a liking to during her time in Ulthuan. So, how was the war council? She asked, kill your little bust.
So you have to sound like a little bit. Of course, a little bit of buzz means she's completely drunk.
Has anything changed since yesterday?
The dwarf flying machines and our own horsemen are going to hurry and delay the brigands for as long as we can. Give the humans and the dwarves and our own band time to set up with their guns and infantry. Then the battle begins.
What are the troops your Prince Medea is sending? And Tuka asked her tone becoming a slight hard mention of a non-superior.
They're coming, but at this rate they will arrive after the battle has already gotten underway.
Vanon said as he sat down across from Tuka, who handed him a goblet for pouring him some wine. I see. So looking at the ground. Well, the humans are strong. I have faith.
Is it good that someone does?
Anons spoke with a smile as he reached across the table and held took his hand, whose face turned a shade of fearsome scarlet the physical contact.
Ooh, scandalous!
All that remains to decide is your part in the battle.
Hey,
Roll charm skill test.
He was smooth criminal.
You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal.
Roll charm skill test.
Oh,
there, I'm not showing you what happens next because you know what happens next. So I said it there to imply he rolled high. Well, rolled low. It's in Warhammer Fantasy, you don't roll high. You actually roll as low as possible.
So Axis and Allies. Axis and Allies rolls.
Yeah, it's percentile rolls. You roll 2d10s. 1 to determine on a scale of 1 to 10. And if it's a 1, it means it's 10. Like I said, the lower it is, the less likely. The higher the chances of you succeeding are, the lower you have to roll. Roll above a certain percentage, you're screwed.
okay.
Like, getting 100, it's not a critical success. That's a crit fail.
So higher numbers bad, lower numbers good, or a different kind of.
Roll.
Yeah.
The only way it isn't a good thing is if you didn't roll. Is if you do have a 100% chance of everything, so that means you just automatically succeed. Anyways, my part took an ass, now distracted from Fanon's hand holding. Well, I suppose I'll be flying with the rest of the archers on the field.
Well, right now you're fitting right well with the whole drunken elf archer. You'll fit right in.
By becoming an archer, you immediately sign up for free alcohol.
Yeah.
Alcohol.
That's that's why the Spearman Union is so hard to. They were unionized is because they were mad that the archers got all the alcohol, like immediately, just for free, while the spearmen have to pay to get alcohol.
They're pissed. And they combine all that energy to battle.
All right. Okay. Then, well, let's continue. Then that is where you will be.
Fanon says he withdrew his hand.
We should sleep now. We have an early start in the morning.
Of course. Tuka replies. She finished off the rest of the wine. Before she got up, walked over to Fanon and kissed his cheek. Good night. Don't die. She added quietly.
And leave you alone? Never.
Bro, to
You
Italian
love music.
Bow, 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 bow.
The next day,
Scores of gunshots rang out. A dozen of the bandits dropped dead. The rest either scrambling to hide behind their shields or to throw their javelins at the swift pistoliers and outriders, with only a few hitting the horsemen.
Okay, I know me and Ahmed are probably gonna do all the characters that are not important. So, which one do you want? Do you want to?
I can do the first part.
Okay.
Kill these sons of whores.
Oh, you're sounding too you're sounding too civilized there.
No, you're a
Yeah,
bandit.
hold Right.
Let me sound
try
as
that.
sound as cockney as possible.
Kill all of these whores.
Yep, better. A bandit roared as he held his shield above his face, which was fucking ugly. He looked like he came straight out of Fire Emblem with that. He was a straight Fire Emblem bandit.
Yeah, of course.
No, he just has a deformed lip. Come, you mongrels. Kill them.
I think we met when we said Fire Emblem bandits. It's have you seen what a bandit in Fire Emblem looks like?
Oh yeah, like they're always like the most ugliest people. Like they are either like buck teeth on that, and they're fat for some reasons. Like they put all the big fat guys.
Oh no, I think I know where this group is.
Hey,
Rednecks.
Oh, yeah, let me show you
Rednecks.
a couple images of a bandit and Fire Emblem. Like, this is what you mean. Like, you like this. You look like a scumbag.
They don't look so bad.
Do
Yeah.
fire
There it is.
or just what?
There's
He looks like straight out of JoJo.
No, actually it would be like some other anime where he's the obviously gay character.
There's this guy.
Do a
never mind.
put in Fire Emblem Blazing Sword. Those are like excellent examples
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, no.
of like they don't have portraits for like they're always like
Okay, I take that back.
yeah,
Did you see
some of
these
them are
uploads?
just butt ugly.
Well, it's breaking.
Like,
Come on, bro. Let's go get some beers, bro.
look at this. These are all the bandits. Oh my god, look, here's a fat bandit.
Yeah, you see,
Oh.
like these bandits are not like.
They're ugly as shit. I take that back.
Yeah, that's the joke. Like Fire Emblem bandits are just like we need to make sure you have little sympathy for them as possible. So we're just going to make them the most ugly people you are not going to get instantly attracted by. I can't read that. It's too close. So
I understand that joke.
yeah. Oh yeah, and they are obviously like they always grab like characters that you can recruit amongst them, and you can tell if they're a main character. One, if they have portraits, and or two, the portraits are not butt ugly people. Unless they are
Ouch.
part of an enemy army. Only if they're in the enemy army that
Wait, look, this is. Look at this. It's like,
No, I imagine the sounds they make when they go. Like
I just love it. Like that is so true in older Fire Emblems. Like is that you can always tell if somebody is gonna defect if they're part of a bandit army is that they look normal in Fire Emblem standards. Like it's a bit harder when it comes to characters in like if they're part of like enemy factions, like actual factions, not bandits, because that's kind of the point.
For example, if I was Sacred Stones, Joshua, who can get in chapter 8, he will I think it's chapter 5. I forgot what chapter it was, but he will attack anyone with killing edge who comes within threat range of him, except for one unit who you get this chapter, a cleric that he spared earlier because she was hot. She was a girl who's like, I don't want to hurt you, so let's go. You need to bring her close because he won't attack her. Then talk to him. He'll flip a coin. If it lands heads, he'll kill her. If it's tails, he'll join. It lands tails, and it's the start of a romance that I ship.
Oh yes.
Cool.
I haven't
All
played
right.
Sacred Stones like this. I'm right now. I got a Switch this week, right? So I got the original Fire Emblem because Nintendo's smart policy of removing the original Fire Emblem, remove it from the market at like the 31st of this month. So I got that, and then I asked my sister to give me 3 houses so I could be with my Dragon Point waifu, and I also been playing through Blazing Sword. And I have played Awakening and Shadows over Valentia. But this isn't a Fire Emblem cast. Let's get back.
This is Joshua. He's the most broken character in the entire. He's up there with Seth. And when he goes, like, my God, you make Joshua a sword master.
I am so jealous of him for one reason.
What?
His hat. His
I
hat.
know. Right?
He has the most
A hat?
dashing hat. Yes.
Yeesh.
Hats. Like, I would murder that kind of hat.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay, let's just continue.
yeah. Let's get back to the show.
The reason why why we take this why these streams are so long. The reason why we take this so long is because we derail.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
I know, but that's kind of part of the fun too.
Although, Oliver is actually kind of fat. He's really fat. Yeah. It's, apparently he defects. I did not know this. Hang on. Oliver Fire.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, let's go. Let's continue. Okay. So, so the second he looked over his shield, an arrow went through his left eye. No sooner had he hit the ground than his men began to form a shield wall in an effort to protect themselves from the deadly gunfire.
Hey, hold on. You mean to tell you aren't Shahudun? You could just take that out of your eye and eat it?
Okay, hold tight, men.
An officer says he threw one of his javelins. It soared through the air and struck true, impaling a pistolier in the chest.
Oh, these are bandits. Darn it. We'll be the rocks that hold out against their waves.
Kill them all.
Shadow Warrior.
That's a mouthy one.
A Shadow Warrior said to her sister as both elves hid behind the tall grass that surrounded the road.
I bet you a dagger that I can shoot his tongue from here.
I'll take that back.
Okay,
you have to continue.
Did Wolf say?
But no.
But only.
But only if his mouth is open at the time, speaking in his baton.
I love it how you're just waiting for the last word to do the deep voice. Done! The warrior notched
an arrow to her bowstring and waited for the officer to speak again. He opened his mouth to give more orders, and after the elf released her arrow.
Hold the line! Don't let them!
Ninja, you watch Red vs. Blue, right?
Yes, I have seen it.
I have seen early parts of the season.
Good.
I've seen all of the season.
Make that death noise sound. No, the other one.
That's the only death sound I can remember.
Oh, wait, no, hang on. When church possesses somebody, make that noise. So it's cut off by an arrow going directly to his mouth, piercing his tongue to the back of his throat. Then the officer, the bats began to waver. It was not long for one of them gave the order to retreat.
Fall back to the main voice, dude.
The Spanish that said it is an Igor-looking mother ever.
Yes, master.
No, the one who killed him is the Igor. Hold your horses! Hold you, horsons! Hold! If we run, they'll just pick us off one by one. Keep the shield wall and wait for the main force to arrive.
Gunshot was past his head, singeing his beard. To that, he merely scowled and raised his sword up high.
Do you hear us, you dead men? Try and kill us all. We'll drown you in numbers.
Going on for the past hour. A combined force of elves, men, and dwarf. Men, elves, and dwarves had laid in wait on the road with a down 6 hours to the east. A large advance party sent ahead of the main planet force to get a lay of the land and to clear out any obstacles to the king's body's advance and then report back to the main force soon arrived. Knowing that they walked into an ambush. Guns and arrows flew through the air, killing many of the bears who were too busy sniffing the flowers.
I had a wife and son!
Oh my god.
Hang on, I got a joke. I got a really funny joke.
What's your name? I'm Dorcas.
Hang on, I got a joke. In truth, all the made a 2 on stealth, but the bandits rolled a 1 on perception.
Yeah. Yeah, but and one of them, of course, was named Dorcas, and he had a wife who's sick, and he had to get money.
Oh, why?
It's a blazing sword joke.
Why you gotta be sad? Besides, Dorcas.
Recon.
Besides, Dorcas was most likely the first to jump them. In truth, he was pretending to be a part of their force.
Yeah, and Dorcas is just a beast.
He's been single-handedly ripping men apart with an axe.
All right, I need to use the bathroom for a sec. I'll be back.
All right.
I'm gonna be voicing Ninja's characters for a bit.
Forcing them to take cover. Every attempt on the bandits' part to counterattack was met with a hail of arrows and lead. The ferocity of the Guardian outfits reminded them of Alness Hill. Tried to took the mania of their hearts. Some lost their nerve, but those who tried to run were picked up by elven arrows. They had lost most of their officers by this point. Generals like a care to pick up any bandit who looked to be exerting authority and silencing his orders with an arrow.
Is that the best you can do?
The new leader bellowed as a dwarf crossbow bolt pierced the shield.
Is that the best you fuckers can do? My old grand hit harder than Lot.
Sergeant! Nobody cried out, pointing at the sky. He brute flyers! Every bandit looked up into the sky, saw a trio of flying beasts, whose wings moved as fast as hummingbirds, descended onto their position. The creatures released stings from their grass, and that was the last sight any of the bandits ever saw.
That was a beautiful sight.
Ninja has to read these. He claimed authority to every dwarf.
Okay.
So...
Meta.
All right.
Actually,
Okay.
You have sullied your hands with filthy parchments of heresy, guardsmen. How do you plead?
What? No.
Too late, heretic.
You inspire your men to study such foul smut, Commissar? You heretic!
Detestable mutants, fill your heads with such vile obscenity! Die, heretic! Maybe just one read.
Sister, I need your blood to... Oh, hold on. You're a heretic!
You know what? They're just running around shooting each other down there. Better just lay the exterminatus upon these heretics.
Alright, fire!
You know, I went to the bathroom for about a minute at most, at least, and you guys blew up a planet. What was the reasons, you inquisitors?
There was like a rule that you can voice every other dwarf.
They refused to give us beer, and we decided to blow it up.
Anyways, read.
Wait, is there a dwarf? Which part?
A hooded dwarf.
That was a mistake.
Oh, that's a beautiful sight.
A hooded dwarf armed with a crossbow exclaimed as the bandits scoured after the bomb sphere from the gyro bombers.
What did I tell you, you manling?
Indeed, Sir Dwarf, Siegfried says he looked over the fleeing bandits. Tullius?
Yes, human.
An Illyrian Reaver asked. Could you send your riders to run down the escapees? We can't have them mauling the main force.
Okay, very well, human.
Tullius then took off on his horse, followed close behind by his band of wild riders.
If I was in your shoes, Umgi. Hold on.
Wait.
I think you scrolled too further.
No.
Well, at the end, just if I were in your shoes, Umgi.
Yeah. Okay. If I was in your shoes, Umgi, I would need to research a chest to the Yogi.
The dwarf said for spitting on the ground.
I thought someone trustworthy to do it.
I trust the elves, Sir Dwarf, Siegfried replied, not in the mood for the dwarf's prejudices. He then kicked his horse to make it go forward.
Meta, you want to take the next one?
Yeah. Which one am I doing?
So Siegfried.
Siegfried.
An outrider says he will tonight.
We have news from Prince Ardon. His army has arrived at Ithaca.
You,
Italica?
Italica.
Italica, yeah. And Italica has ordered us to finish up here and to return at once.
Siegfried nodded for turning to the men, elves, and dwarves that made up their ambush force. Only the men to search for survivors among the enemy. When you find them, kill them, and then gather their corpses onto the main road and create a pile so we may burn them. Don't want these things to get back up again. After that, and after the Illyrians return, we make for Italica. Flavius was livid. He and his army waited for hours for the advance force to report back, long past their due date. He sent another scouting force out to find the first one. The second force returned with ill news. Now, in the day, and Flavius gazed upon what was left of the first advance force. A pile of charred corpses blocking the road.
Whoever did this
Flavius began, his voice raspy low.
will feel the full force of our rage. I swear it to the gods. This insult will be answered in kind.
Very good, my lord
Oh,
Flavius.
darn it. I was going to stew it. Darn it.
And this is the old guy from Untold War Warhammer. Try to do his voice.
Aye, very good, my lord Flavius.
And very good, Lord Flavius. Yes, the man things, is it things?
The old man said,
Very good, my lord Flavius. The old man said as he approached, ragged robes stained with the dust from the road, and his white raven perched on his shoulders. Those who stand in your way must be destroyed. I would advise caution, though.
Caution, old wine.
Flavius sneered as he waved his arm towards the burning pile of corpses.
Those Italica fools need to pay for what they did to my men. And you advised caution.
Flavius was a large man, almost 6.5 feet tall, and more than capable of killing anyone who drew his ire. Lord Flavius, do not let your grief blind you, the old man retorted, unafraid and unconcerned of the possible danger Flavius's wrath might do to him. Look around you and tell me what you see. Flavius thought, but did as his advisor asked. He took in the carnage, and as he did so, he began to notice certain things. On the less burned corpses, he noticed holes in their body, and destruction done to the road itself. Most of all, he was able to smell a familiar scent, one he became closely acquainted with at Alness Hill.
The Outlanders.
He snarled.
They were here. Their violence was that same stench in the air back at Alness.
Indeed.
Why are they here, though?
Flavius asked no one in particular.
This isn't good.
No, my lord. The Outlanders defeated the Allied army. As it is, your band may not fare much better.
We cannot afford to turn back now.
Flavius stated. If we turn back,
our forces will implode on themselves, splinter into 100 smaller bands. Everything we worked for these past months will be in vain.
I said nothing of turning back, lord, the old man said, smiling. Only that your band, as it is, may not stand a chance.
I cannot recruit more fighters. There are none left in these lands.
Not fighter, lord. No, but you should devote yourself further to the Raven God.
I already sworn myself to our god. What more could I do?
Zinch is not like the gods of your fathers. Oh, no, no, no. He does not stand by and watch. He gives those faithful to them blessings. Among these blessings, mayhaps a lay way to bring other devoted servants of the changer of ways to fight for you.
I am listening.
It is simple, my lord. I am all schooled in these rituals. I will start them for you. All I require, though, is life.
Life?
Yes, life for life. Sacrifices must be made.
You mean to sacrifice humans?
Humans, demi-humans, it matters not. Flavius looked over his army, took note of the demi-humans that were counted among his ranks. His eyes then fell upon a group of orcs who had served them in the bastards for over 10 years now.
Will they do?
Oh, they will do nicely.
Oh, Flavius, you're racist.
Besides, you can use those orcs for something else. Anyways.
Come on. We all know that orcs, orcs are just black people.
No.
It's a joke. It's a joke, people. It's making fun of that.
Hang on. You'll actually have to play a clip when that commander died. Give me a few.
Yeah, dead. This guy's dead.
Or how about the other one? It's a dwarf.
That's a dwarf, Dawn.
They're called squats. There is no need to come up with silly comedy names for them, Magnus. Don't be preposterous.
It's a fucking dwarf, you reprobate!
It's a fucking dwarf! You
Man, are we still in chapter 3?
Yes, we are.
Jesus.
How long is this chapter? Is this the final section? Like,
I hope so.
Like you can rename the stream just like chapter 3, like chapter 3 part 2. By the way, like I would say this about this fanfic is that it has the opposite problem of like the Naruto.
Long.
Yeah, it's too long, so we can't even do like chunks. Like it should be just like a chapter, a stream a chapter at this rate.
They'll utterly kill the pacing, though.
I know. Otherwise, we have to unfortunately, do a lot of summarizing.
Yeah, which is painful because the story is so good.
Yeah, I know. It's like, do we want to have like a faster pace? This is like...
I only have 20 hours, so I need to figure out how to best pace this.
How many chapters are in this fic?
18.
Well, at least it's not 30.
That's true. That's true.
This is there's many chapters as the first one we have read, so yeah.
Countess Formal, King Durin, and Princess Colata. Sorry.
Count Formal, King Durin, and Princess Colata. May I present Prince Eric of Reichland?
Anyways, when we finish this chapter, let's go over to Avoid Stupid Deaths in 41st Millennium.
Yeah.
I want to read a couple chapters of those for you guys.
Oh, come on, we can't read it now. We already focusing on another one.
Yes, but at least a few chapters. We're not going to make that right. As the horse forum mates to decide to let the Outlander leader enter the room, surrounded by a red twin of other Outlanders, as well as Kaito and his apprentice. Okay, I'm going to just skip that part. Oh,
yeah.
Except for here. Putting aside her frustration, she examined his Prince Erdhard closer. His armor was decorated in the skull!
What's with it? She was probably thinking, man, these Outlanders are very obsessed with skulls.
Yeah. We have a skull pile back at the fort.
We have a skull archway.
We even have a skull shop for skulls. And that's completely made out of skulls.
They really are Germans. They're obsessed with skulls.
Oh man, I need to now take clips out from that skit about are we the baddies? Because of the whole skulls. Like, why skulls though?
Listen, whoever decided that was clearly an edgy boy.
Edgy boy. Edgy boy.
Okay.
But at the moment, it was not that important. What was important was the army he had brought to help defend Italica. We welcome you to Italica.
Oh, I think this was me.
Yeah.
And we thank you for the men you have brought with. No, it's supposed to be sound like boy. Isn't she? No, no, that was Prince Erhart's boy. Okay, yeah. Brought you with. All right.
The prince leaned towards Kato and said something in the outlandish, harsh native tongue. It was like listening to getting your neck snapped.
Oh.
Ow! Kato nodded and then exchanged more words with him before addressing the countess. The prince is grateful that you opened your gate to his army. He then says that only with our combined strength can we open it, you could take Chaos Horde. Or you're supposed to bring Coas.
You dumb.
Siegfried is just face palming. You're supposed to say Coas. We agreed on it.
You fucker!
You moron!
You absolute idiot!
You're dooming us all!
Every mentioning of the word chaos is bringing more power to them. You're supposed to pronounce it Coas.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the fun. Yes, there are always these. Warhammer is hilarious in that there's always these funny intricacies that make sense, but it's just hilarious.
We need some chaos, but instead of chaos, we need some coas.
Coas.
Ironically, it's not going to help because at some point, Coas is just going to be. It's just going to give power to chaos.
They will pronounce it and get cows.
Or sows. Or sows at some point.
What about Klaus? Why don't we just call it Klaus from now on?
Oh,
Klaus.
But then it would just be like at some point, if enough people believe it, would just becomes the chaos god named Klaus.
Anyways, hang on. Yes, I'm sure he is. King Durin said, not bothering the highest scale at Artart. Still not happy that the sharing a battlefield with the Outliers killed many of his countrymen and fellow kings, and may or may not have all their skulls.
I think you should like Uncle's skull on top of the wire. Yeah, right there. That's the one to my brother and my sister and my half uncle.
How you can have half uncle?
Sparky, my dog, is up there as well.
And there was John.
Yeah,
he just starts naming every single skull.
Well, actually,
all right, let's just.
In all seriousness, the Chaos Marauders are more likely to take your skulls.
Yeah, the Empire would just simply burn you. Burn the bodies.
Anyways,
they're not a big fan of burying bodies.
Since they could just rise again.
Yeah. Anyway,
Prince Erdhard instructed me to ask you for information regarding the roles that the forces within Italica will play in the coming battle, so as to their position his own men as well as those of his allies. Allies, Raise asked. The prince has brought additional forces. Yes, your highness. Yes, with the prince's army traveled warriors from the Asur and the Dawi. Asur and Dawi. What in the name of Hardy's hell are these people? Apologies, your master.
Hardy's hell!
Huh?
I am Bane, ruler of Hardy's hell!
Bane.
Like Hardy's hell, like the actor who plays Bane in Dark Knight Rises.
Oh yeah.
Of the elves and ghouls of the other will call themselves by wearing instinct to cool with their chamber. Not just men living in the otherworld, but elves and dwarves, and there was enough of them to send an armed force through the gate. A handful of the prince's between stood forward. A tall man took off his silver helmet and ran ahead through his blonde hair.
And as the camera lights up and the sun streaking down his way.
Birds and animals began to surround him.
All of a sudden.
And then a bottle of Sunny D comes out of nowhere.
Magic, but they're not birds and animals because that would be too wood elfish. Instead, pixies like Navis and Trulies surrounds him.
The pixies just have heart eyes on them. It's our hero.
Truly marking him as an elf, though he was unlike any elf Peanut had ever seen before. This one carried himself like any of the Darren Academy. Proud, confident, and dangerous.
And extremely haughty.
Well, clearly a dwarf. All right, you could tell he was a dwarf by the fact that the room smelled.
And the fact they're short.
Yes, and their long beards. In fact, the beards are incredibly long. It's longer than any dwarf beard I have encountered.
Even the kids are playing his beard hair. Thinking, oh, let's braid it.
Metal plate armor of such quality, it was probably worth half of the valuables in the room put together. His beard was long and his eyes hard. Like the elf, he was vastly different than any dwarf Peanut had seen before. Random officer, can you please stand up? Is there a random officer who would like to become an officer?
I'll do it.
Oh, okay.
How many men did your boy prince bring with you?
An officer asked Cato, saying your prince as if it were a dirty word.
Because unless he brought more than 20,000, his outlander barbarians, we wouldn't stand a chance.
I think that was off. Anyways, Peanut inwardly grimaced at how antagonizing Durin and the others were speaking of this Erdhart, and thankful the outlander did not understand our language, and as such was unaware that he was all but being insulted. Prince Erdhart had brought with him 10,000 of his men. The Asur brought 300, and Adawi have all among their number 2,000. Only 12,000, Durin shouted. The enemy outnumber us 2-1. Should have known not to rely on the outlander. We'll be overrun. Yeah, oh my god, they're gonna get my kids. Oh my god, they're gonna take my stones.
Take my money.
And I had kids, I had a wife, hate his being.
Hey, we need to go fighting now. We need to go on a crusade against these outlanders. Silence!
All of you. That is still 12,000 more men than we had this morning.
With all due respect, Princess Pete.
Hell, it's not like you're affected with diabetes.
With all due respect, Princess Pina.
There we go. An officer, paragraph Rolls, color spoke.
The enemy still outnumbered us. How can we hope to overcome?
Hey, I need you to take a deep breath with every sentence. Like you're
got it.
Like you're on the hospital build.
The enemy still outnumber us, so we can hope to overcome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was that bad? I can try to do it again.
No. Erhart. It's Latvian dragon. Your turn.
Yeah. Oh, finally. The army you sent against us at Alnus also outnumbered us.
You skipped one.
Oh, wait, sorry. Wait.
The army
you people sent through the gate outnumbered us.
A rough voice said. The entire room turned and looked at Erdhart as Penis Fancy started smoking.
Yes, yeah, obviously, it's like all of a sudden you hear the Earhart JoJo like beatdown theme.
Like you almost see like the anime Jesus scene. Like, I imagine.
Yeah, and it's a German chorus. Like, all right, go.
All right. The army you sent against us at Alnus outnumbered us.
Erdhart said, his grasp of the common tongue decent but spoken in a heavy accent.
Twice you people sent an army against us, and both times we defeated you.
Pina was shocked. The outlander understood their language. More than a few of the more insulting officers were staring dumbfounded at him. It looked as though they had placed their foot in their mouths while the more fatter one looked as if he was about to die of a heart attack. She was also secretly delighted that, as she had been dealing with the more insufferable officer for the most past few days now, she was also secretly delighted the Outlander Princess Salzamo, if for but a moment. Erdhard looked at Durin. I recognize.
Ah, me? Okay. Wait, is it mine? Ah.
Yeah, I recognize.
I recognize your banners for Alnus. Can you tell me you're King Durin of Albi? Is that not true?
It is.
Then you recall how your army could not take our fort. How we butchered you by 100 day by day until your army imploded upon itself.
You had more than 10,000 men not fought, though.
True, but 10,000 is all that we need to win this battle. For we do not rely on numbers to ride the day. No, we use our arsenal. Surely, King Durin, you remember fireboats we ran down upon the Allied army?
I do.
And these bandits, they're also remnants from the same Allied army.
They are.
Then they will remember our guns as well.
Erdhard explained confidently.
And they will fear them. We can use the fear to our advantage. In addition, of course, of all the death will cause among their number. Now, shall we discuss strategy?
We shall, Prince Erdhard. Where would your artillery do the most damage? Erdhard tried very hard to hide how smug he felt whenever he looked at one of the Sedaran officers. No, he felt, I think...
And of course, he's doing a JoJo pose while doing it.
Okay.
She's better than you.
Okay.
Yada, doesn't.
Okay, how long is this chapter? Can we scroll down to see if this is the final section?
Oh, I can't tell. Oh my god, we got more. There we go. Okay.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Holy penis.
3 more seconds left to go. If he believed he was incapable of understanding him, it was a favorite tactic of his father during his own youth. Oh, sorry, him. It allows you to gain a measure of true character to the people you'd be dealing with. So far, Erdhard was not impressed. Out of all the men there, a few of them were proper soldiers, and one of them he thinks probably needs to work out. I mean, he needs to lose a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Very.
Countess Formal was a mere girl, and her officers jumped merchants or city guards out of their death. King General Durin was a seasoned soldier, though, and knew much of war, and though his distrust and disdain for Erdhard was obvious, he would be able to work past it for the sake of defending Italica. However, Erdhard still didn't get the measure of Princess Peanut. At first glance, he could tell that she was green, she was obviously well-trained, and had access to the finest equipment money could buy. She could obviously hold her own in the fight. However, it was also obvious that this would be her first fight as well. While Erdhard did not want to make assumptions, it seemed to him that she had purposely kept away from battle. Was it her age? No, he had seen others turns around her age on the battlefield. He had even killed a few himself. Her gender? Perhaps. He did not see many women in the Sedaran's armies, after all. Of course, it was not as if women fought in the Imperial armies either, at least unless you were a wizard.
A wizard did it!
Still, she seemed to know what she was doing. Training would take over in the heat of battle, keep her focused. He wouldn't have to worry about her. Erdhard also noted that she was a true beauty. A universal trait among Sedaran women, it seems. But even by their standards, Pina was gorgeous. Long red hair going down to her waist. Okay. White hips, pretty eyes, and an ample bosom that are armored and little to hide. It's all part of him, did.
Cold water bucket gets splashed on Erdhard. Calm down.
But it was the cupcake night that did it.
Yes. His name is the no. It's actually there's his 2 main guards are the cupcake pistoliers, and then there's a cold water pistolier.
This cold water pistolier was actually throwing cold water at the dragon the entire time.
Yeah, it helps crystallize the cupcakes.
That's what made the dragon go down in the first place. With the amount of weight of frosting.
You know, and also this pistolier, while he was throwing cold water, was mocking the dragon's dick size. He's like, it's small.
Wait, what?
You mocked the size of the dragon's dong.
Oh my god.
Use cold. You especially cold water on it, so you kept it. So it was like, it was so soft, it was small.
Mine's bigger.
Mine's bigger.
It was a pity she was only a temporary ally, and will go back to being an enemy once this Flavius is dealt with. Otherwise, Erdhart would court her, and he would give her his warhammer.
Whoa.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Should I speak in the normal Erdhart's word or the heavy accent one?
Try heavy accent, since he's speaking in common.
Okay. According to our scouts, the bandit army has been delayed by the single day. Scouts, Jesus. That's time that my forces at Thane Kragan will use to bring our guns into position. We will then use these guns to bombard the enemy forces, while our infantry, combined with King Durin's men, will meet the enemy in open battle.
Well, fat officer, please speak.
Where's that fat officer?
Fat bastard.
Anyways, Meta.
Wait, where?
There's still more of them.
Oh, there's still more of them. There are us.
Quick, now sound like you're breathing heavily.
There's no more of them, and there are us.
Officer pointed out, Kato translated shortly afterwards.
We keep them from overcoming our lines.
Oi, Sage!
Cregan shouted at Kato.
Since I don't speak his language, you tell this manling that he has no fought alongside with the Dawi before, and that we should know that we sons of Gringi do not break, not even if the 100,000 who may coming against us. The Ashur is worth at least 10 human soldiers.
Khan explained as well, but it is a Darren's tongue.
And combined with the fearsome artillery we have brought to bear, I have no doubt in my mind that we will be victorious.
We thank you all for your contributions, Prince Venus said. Though if you would be so kind to indulge in my curiosity.
I will do the best of my ability, Princess.
Your knight, the Siegfried, I believe his name was, recognized the banners used by Flavius. He recognized the 8-pointed wheel. I think you do as well. I also think you fear what this symbol represents, otherwise you wouldn't have brought an army at all. I would like it very much that you tell us what this symbol means. Erdart was impressed.
Very well. You deserve to know an enemy we face. Flavius flies not on wheel, but a star. An 8-pointed star of chaos. It is the symbol of the evolution of the enemy of civilization, and an ancient foe of not just my people, but the Captain Venons and Kragans. It nearly brought the end of our world to multiple times, and now it seems to exist in your world as well.
Erda would have gone on, but the chamber door opened and two Metallica's mutant maids walked in.
Forgive us, Captain Mew, but a siren claiming to be from the bandit army is at the gate.
So, mutant in the sense that it's more like they have animal ears and such, like literal bunny girls.
Oh,
yes.
It would have been more funny if they were just like grossly horrified. Like,
this is Japan. Japan doesn't do horrifying unless it's from a seinen. But you know that. They would,
seinen.
but seinen, which is for anime or manga for adults. But anyway, claiming she has information on the enemy.
Really? Princess Peanut asked, skeptical. What kind of information?
She says something about blood sacrifices. Oh no, not the cute orc girls!
The orc was screaming even before the old man plunged his knife into his chest and carved out his still beating heart.
Yes. Now we're back to normal Warhammer fun.
Flavius would have never allowed the old man to murder his soldiers. That was before he knew the glory of Zeech, though. 9 orcs were selected among Flavius' army, nailed to 9 stakes arranged in the holy symbol of the Raven God, with the entire bandit army watching. One by one, the old man sacrificed each of them with a knife, carving out their hearts and throwing them into a large bowl of fire. "O Lord of Magic," he whispered, "we offer up these souls unto you, so you may grace our army. Send your servants towards this mortal plane, so they may join the coming battle and bring change to this world." I'm in the past, then another, and then another. Nothing happened. The ball of fire burned orange, but nothing happened.
This
Dismansions! Oh.
This man is insane.
The soldiers whispered to his compatriots.
You doubt Zinch?
How soon?
Doubt Zinch.
Look, you old fool. This Zeech is not my god. Amroy is my god, and
President Ewan, his age, had a right to beat the old man stabbed a knife into the soldier's chest. Perhaps it was wrong to use them as sacrifices. Humans are better in that regard.
You murderer!
Another man shouted, and he with 5 others drew their swords to target the old man. The old man sealed step where Flavius beheaded one in a single stroke for turning on the other 4, killing them in the blink of an eye.
Damn, this old man knows how to.
No, this is Flavius.
Flavius.
Would anyone else like to challenge my authority?
Flavius asked, pointing his blade at the rest of the army. No one dared step forward. It was then the fire turned blue. Of course. It is not I who should have carried out the sacrifice, but you, Flavius. Your sacrifice has pleased Zinch. Come forth, servants of the changer of ways! The old man shouted as he approached the bowl. The Flavius and his 9 closest followers dragged the bodies of the slain men to the bowl. He then carved the hearts out of the dead man's chest and placed them to the fire. The fire grew larger and larger until something stepped out of it. It was horrible. A writhing mass of mouths and tendrils spilling fire out of every opening, including the ass.
Especially the ass.
Falling into the flames was a large pink monster with multiple arms and a mouthful of teeth. More and more creatures followed, each grotesque and eldritch.
Sounds like this monster ate Taco Bell all day.
It is the Taco Bell monster.
Finally stepping out of the flames was something vaguely in the shape of a man, though its legs were those of a bird. Its head was that of a raven with blue feathers, and one who clawed hand was a golden sword, and the other a staff of shifting matter. March. You on the silent shout. Twist material. Spoke in 1,000 different languages at once, causing the ears of the several bands to start bleeding.
My ears!
To bring great change, O Holy One.
This is the army of Flavius, the first of many faithful to know the glory of Zinch.
And we can't go down further because he's
okay. Okay. I realize we can actually do more. I counted how much hours we have passed since Wolf said we have 20 per month, and we have done about 5 hours. So I think we have enough time for let's do at least 4.5 hours. Maybe if we could keep up the pace We might could. We might.
We
finish
might.
the sixth emphasis of we might.
Yeah, we might. It depends on how long these chapters. Right. Like, we may end up having to do summarizing, which sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
Like, it sucks not in, like, the way of like, the Naruto fanfic, right? It sucks in the way of, I want to read more.
The story is good. It's just more likely the amount of reading.
Yeah, but I really wish we didn't have that stupid timer, quotation marks. They can do 5 hours per week.
Yeah, like, this is so much fun, like... and of course it gives us plenty of joking material, too. Of, like
the water pistolier and the cupcake pistolier.
Yeah.
Yes! In this universe, like, all the pistoliers have some sort of gimmick ability for a specific purpose.
But only one person has it.
Like, one person is a completely normal pistolier, but he's the guy who dies a lot. Like, but if you survive long enough, you gain a special ability. Special guns.
He's basically Kenny from South Park.
Alright, Wolfpack.
We did Flavia said the glory of Zinch. So
okay, you can.
Oh, so this chapter's over now? Oh, no, hang on. There's one more thing.
One more.
Within his tent, sitting down in a travel chair, Fanon looked the letter over in his hands, reading its contents.
No. We just read. The ending statement of the old man. So the world knows not of our God.
No.
That's
no, oh great one. That is of why we have called you here, so we may claim this world for Zinch. Each and that all may know of his glory, starting with the city of Italica.
I feel sorry for the farmer's wife.
Why? Made a clicking noise with its beak before raising its weapons into the air and screeching. Its fellow demons joining in on its noise, each adding its unholy voice to the symphony of chaos. Still, some are better singers than we are.
Hey, we can be great singers if we just work into it.
Yes. Yes, we make an excellent chaos choir.
Oh,
here.
Worship chaos, worship chaos, worship chaos.
Okay. Let's test that down. 1, 2, 3.
Halligan's life was pretty drab, racking up debt with the pizza tab. Then his life got flipped around when they found the bones on the hollow grounds. It's a mystery of the Druids. They all have an attitude. It's a mystery of the Druids. They all have an attitude. Larry was blessed with dashing looks. Got all the girls to all his books. Couldn't care less about the quest for killers. So Halligan came and swiped his scissors. It's a mystery of the Druids. They all have an attitude. It's a mystery of the Druids. They all have an attitude. The Druids are coming. The Druids are scary. The Scotland Yard is getting a rary. But Halligan's coming to solve the quarrel. No matter how illegal, corrupt, or immoral, it's a mystery of the Druids. They all have an attitude. It's a mystery of the Druids. They all have an attitude. It's a mystery of the Druids. It's a mystery for me and you. It's a mystery of the Druids. It's a mystery for me and you. Whoa. Yep, we did. We made a perfect symphony of chaos.
It was so good that they died by our singing.
Not even chaos will take us.
We have the perfect anti-chaos weapon.
No, Chaos just kills himself because of the horrible singing.
Anyways,
No, we're a secret weapon.
as she looked down on top of the sheet of the bed, leaning on her elbow and resting her head on her hand. She was dressed in a silken blue nightgown, cut low in front and stopping above her knees. Ooh my. Big Dever,
Okay, queer they're boning. Like, isn't this obvious?
Maybe. But nah.
Oh, wait, skipping this part?
No, first, a letter.
Oh, wow. A letter from my parents. They are eager to meet you.
Really? They may not be so eager they knew about us. Did he know that we are involved?
Yes,
They do.
clearly. Yeah,
They
this
do.
is confirmed that they're
They see
boning.
the signs. There's even a lipstick at the bottom of the letter.
Not that we even took bets because they were like, yeah, no, he's clearly doing her. Like, the
Wait.
materials went, and then the second he saw Van Onset, there was like, oh, you're screwing an elf.
Yeah. No, you're
Oh, that's
screwing
kinda
a elf from a random world. And also,
The one you just found in in a well, to be precise.
yes, you found a girl in a well. You find her so beautiful that you bought all this expensive crap and put it on her. Like, the signs are obvious.
Alright.
Very.
Well, a D&D character kind of did, actually. It's like, okay, let me explain. He needs a half-elf bard. Get somebody such as takes before he officially calls for their quote-unquote or boyfriend and girlfriend.
A half session because it's a bard.
7 sessions, because I spent a lot of time away from the town she's in.
Alright. Okay, continue.
But, boy.
Alright, just... unlike Prince Madir, they're more accepting of interclass couples.
Manon, is that a proposal? Duke asked if she wrapped an arm and a long rig around him. A bit soon, isn't it? We only know each other for a month after all.
That's actually pretty, Oh, come on, that's an insult to people who got married within a month of dating. Like, didn't Chad get married to his wife within, like, 3 months? Like, there's couples who get married wicked fast. And, with little consequence. Like,
Well, it depends on the person.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, of course. I'm just saying, like...
Alright. Alright, come now, Tuka.
Just read. You know what?
Oh,
When I
wait.
propose to you.
I'm not going to read the fluff between the sentences. Just keep going.
Okay. When I propose to you, it will not be on the eve of battle.
I will hold you to that. When you do, I shall be expecting it to be far more romantic.
Your wish is my command, Lady Tuka.
Even on Zeph, we're basically a late case on her forehead. This past month has been wonderful, Fanon. I just wish.
I know. You miss your family.
I do.
You still believe that your father is still alive.
I know he is.
Then we'll find him one day.
Promise?
I swear before Kadai.
Thank you.
And then they bone.
Let's say,
Okay.
Tuka got pregnant.
Yeah, okay, here we are.
All at the end.
Okay.
2 hours.
The next day, an hour before noon, the bandits arrived at Italica. Outside of the wall were the combined armies of Erdhart's Imperials. We made the allied army under Durin, Krieg, Strong, Vanon's company, and those few Rose Order knights that had accompanied Princess Pina. Atop the walls were Italica's Sea Watch, armed with bows to rain death upon the enemy.
There they are, princess.
Said, as he rode over to Pina, taking note that she was wearing more sensible armor than she had in the war room.
More
Are you
sensible
ready?
armor.
Are you ready?
I am a princess of Sedera and a trained knight. My place is here.
Good. Just watch out for our cannons. It would be a shame to be killed by friendly fire.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
Flavius.
The Outlanders are here.
Don't worry, Lord Flavius. We have Zinchus as it said the old weaklings you called gods. We cannot fail.
Wait, is this Flavius or?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Whose is this? Is it Eder?
No, it's Flavius.
Ah, okay.
Wait,
Catapult.
hang on. Wait, do they have flyers? I wasn't aware. Maybe they do. I don't know.
No, it's like get the flyers into the air, like fire at
Okay.
the flyers in the air. I think.
All right. Let's just keep going.
Anyways, we'll say it's Earnhardt because it's full. No, they don't have. Okay, forget about it. Okay, you know what? Forget. I'm gonna pick. Okay, going. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Whoever does this shall read it with a falsetto voice. Dragon.
Okay. Catapults, ballistas, get in range and prepare the fire. Horsemen, flank them. Get the flyers into the air. Target their artillery infantry. Charge!
Oh, that
bad-
was Flavius then.
Yeah.
The defender forced forward, and the defenders stood their ground. The guns began to fire. The demons began to cackle. The Battle of Italica had begun, and all the while a pair of ancient eyes was watching, smiling. Well, Rory Mercury, apostle of Ermery, he said while balancing our huge axe on our shoulder, it seems if it's time for us to get involved. Good. Gazelle, apostle of Hardy's, replied to Gripner's scythe. I was getting tired of waiting around.
What? Oh no! Is this another lolly girl with a huge weapon?
Just remember, it's typical anime rules, so she's actually over 1,000.
Of course,
yeah.
I know that. That's why I say lolly, not like a little girl. Lolly.
Also,
No, it's
Also-
actually a lizard.
can I say
Oh.
something?
Oh, she's a. Ooh, la la.
Wow.
Oh, Dragon Girl.
I
Nice.
thought of something. What if we are the special pistoliers?
Okay.
That's-
Okay. Okay. I realized we. You know.
I'll read you guys a
Okay.
couple chapters of this.
Okay.
feel like
Avoiding super
wait,
jets in the
wait,
41st millennia.
Oh wait. Okay.
Bit of derailment, everybody, but hey, I'm gonna add the title right quick so nobody can call me out.
Oh, we out.
Okay, I realized that we can at least cover for this today's bucket at least for 4.5 hours.
No, we can't go 4.5 hours. I only get 4 hours.
Yeah, that's the max.
Wait.
Because I'm on the free plan, so I only get 4 hours.
A stream. So
Yeah, 4
And that's
hours.
done it.
Wait. How much hours you have for the month?
20 hours.
so basically, he can do 5 streams.
Yep.
well, you can
5
do
streams. 5 4-hour streams.
Really? Ah, okay.
Anyways,
Which is good for once a week.
Yeah.
That-
But they all reset on the 14th, which is already passed.
All right.
So we're on the new set of. Okay.
Okay.
That's weird.
So, anyways, you've probably heard the various ways you're going to die a horrible and vicious death from veteran guardsmen. How an oracle gun you down, a cold doing unspeakable things to your skull, and not going to rip you apart atom by atom. Our carnifex will swallow you whole. The Eldar will fry you with their oh so superior minds, and a Dark Eldar will do whatever to pray things they can think of to you, etc., etc., etc. Silly, these are all true. However, the one thing people will never see to talk about in basic is all the stupid ways you could die. Things that officers never expect their soldiers to do. And their soldiers turn out to be a huge disappointment. I have served since I could hold my full Imperial Guard. I happen to plans all throughout the Imperium and seen some emperor-forsaken idiots who die painfully stupid deaths. I write this list in the hopes that I feel less guard will die idiotic deaths this year. My hopes are not high. So,
Very not high.
yeah,
My expectations are way low a long time ago.
anyways, I'll go me, Dragon, Ninja, then Meta, and we'll do the cycle
All
on
right.
numbers. Ready? Grenades are not for killing, not juggling. This sounds like something obvious, but I swear to the Emperor, every planet has at least one frackhead who thinks that he can stare death in the face and laugh. Then proceeds to laugh all the way to the Eye of Terror, dragging one idiot soul with them. Usually alcohol is involved. Just to make things worse, sometimes the people who die for this aren't the jugglers getting it nowadays. It reminds me of one time a fucking Catachan tried to do it with a melted charge. Long story short, I was the episode. That's all, and I still.
I still have an album crawling on the ground.
I still spent half an hour crawling around on the ground trying to find out where the other half of my nose went.
All right, Dragon, you're the next one.
Okay. Do not overload your last gun. You probably heard stories about how guardsmen have overloaded their power cells and turned their las guns into makeshift grenades. Well, I've seen this works firsthand. I have also seen it gone horribly wrong firsthand. The thing is, there's reasons we don't use makeshift grenades if we can help it. Regular grenades have set time before they go off, which is drilled into our heads during the basic training. Lasguns are not designed to overload, and the time it takes for them to do so and explode could be anywhere around 20 seconds to 1. If you got your backs against the wall, you have nothing to lose. Fair enough, but don't you just use to show off. You don't get killed. You're gonna have to explain to the irate religious officer why you keep losing las guns. And eventually you're gonna be fighting cultists with a stick.
No, the soldier makes a makeshift spear with that stick.
Okay, number 3.
Your turn.
An officer's pipe is not meant for target practice, especially if he's still smoking it. Yet, this actually happened. Needless to say, shooting an officer's pipe constitutes as shooting it at an officer, which counts as treason, which is punishable by death. The officer in question had a real dark sense of humor, though, so he had the guardsman in question smoke his pipe while he shot him through the pipe. Pretty messed up, though it was kind of funny.
Alright, my turn.
Scroll down.
Do not use orc guns. Assuming you can pick up the thing, in which case I never arm wrestling you, because I can only hold up one of those things for 5 minutes tops. Long story, I had a bet. Don't actually take them along into combat. Really, there should be common sense, because orc weapons aren't very well known for accuracy. But somehow, when humans use them, they actually get worse. They jam, they misfire, and that's when they don't just fall apart in your hand. Not to mention, it makes you a more appealing target, because you have a pro-pug orky gun to steal.
Do not go to any face with anything even slightly related to Slaanesh. Look, I know Slaanesh, servants of Slaanesh can be attractive sometimes, but even the most suicidal guardsman knows better than to screw one. Less people know better than to snog or grope them, because that's all they need to get under your skin, if you count that one time. Literally, what can I say? They're into weird stuff. They gave your stupid enough to actually want to be with one of your probably ideal cultist material anyway, so nothing lost.
So, nothing lost, really.
Alright, number 6.
Okay. Do not try to outsmart the Chaos Gods. I don't care how smart you think you are, you will always get fucked by them in the end. Literally, if Slaanesh is involved, any deal you try to strike with them will end up you being trapped in a loophole, usually directly damaging the thing you were trying to protect. So no, you are not smart enough. Stop being so narcissistic. Trader Primax thought they were smart. Look how they well, that turned out.
Yes. Let's go over all the list of how each of them got screwed over. You got.
Good job.
But they can't even fight in melee!
Read.
The Tals are not your friends. This one I kind of understand. The Imperium can be a really tough place to live in. I'm not gonna lie. And compared to every other race out there who wants to kill us on sight, or in some cases worse, I can see how they would be a fresh breath of fresh air. The problem is that if you join the Tau Empire, you're gonna get your dick cut off, or overally ripped out, and be used as cannon fodder in a much smaller army with less people. And also, all their talks about greater good and their mixers haven't done that much to stop the Tyranid Hive Fleet that is heading in their direction. So yeah, while the Tau have some potential as allies to the Imperium, joining up with them is pretty much hanging a dinner bell around your neck.
Number 8.
Never tell a Kroot, bite me. Kroots are pretty much jackasses through and through. Something they seem to take pride in. Their entire sense of humor revolves around making people around them feeling as uncomfortable as possible. And there's that thing where they eat what they kill. So if you say, bite me, in a rare circumstances that you would find yourself working alongside a crew mercenary, he's gonna be a smartass and be literal about it. Those beasts come down hard. Believe me, I know.
I have seen it.
Number 9. Rebellion against the Imperium does not work. Ever. Okay, look, Night Space Marines with trillions of supporters went trouble against the Imperium, and they lost. You'd think after that people would realize that a fight against the Imperium isn't something you're gonna win, but for some reason people keep trying to rebel. Look, no one has ever said winning the Imperium was a cakewalk, but what exactly do you think Rebellion would accomplish? At most, you can get a system independent from the Imperium. Good luck holding your own when you can't call on the Imperial fleet to find the latest cosmic horror the galaxy throws at us. And that's if you actually win and don't kill by, say, a bolt round to the face from a commissar, a bolt round to the face from an Astartes, a bolt round to the face from your superior officer, and if by some miracle you win, dying is slow, painful, and taking on fire. It always sweet action place to live.
Oh, I got the best one.
This is all this is what this officer needs to tell Gilliman about.
Number 10.
Okay. Eldar are not your fuck buddies. Let's get this out of the way. Eldar are the most insufferable, arrogant people in the galaxy, and I've talked to Ultramarines that actually believe the spiritual lineage garbage. I don't know what the fuck that's about. And as hot as Eldar women are, they're the only one step above trying to sleep with cultists. I know a lot of people are talking about the Levi guy and how he got the bone of Faraser, but let's be frank, that's one in a trillion thing. Met a guy who said he got screw an Eldar, and surprise, surprise, she put a bomb in him while he was sleeping. At least I eat beef loudly so he could run and scream. I told you so. This goes to double for the Dark Eldar. At least with the Eldar you have that one. They have like Livy. You don't even have that with it. Just...
Dark Eldar.
Who the fuck is Livy?
Probably a Warhammer 40k character.
11. Ninja.
All right.
11.
No. Can you scroll down?
No, that's it. That's
the whole thing. Don't make fun of the Imperial physicist's name. They will actually do it. Don't ask me how I know. I just do. Don't do it.
Number 12.
Never talk about things that never happened around the Dark Angels. The Dark Angels are the most loyal Space Marine chapter that ever existed, so they're well within their right to torture you to death if asked them about things that clearly never happened. Just
Hold
roll
on.
with it.
Just hold on. There. Yes, Dark Angels for the win. I am a loyal supporter of the Dark Angels. They are the most loyal Space Marine chapters. None of us have turned heretics, and those who says otherwise are gonna get a bolt round in the face.
Okay, don't go drinking with Space Wolves. This one won't necessarily kill you, but there's always that chance. They always bring the homebrewed stuff, and I actually got sent on a rescue mission to find platoon that had gotten drunk and still had gone up in the mountains. They were all buck-ass naked when we found them, and I'm still not sure how some of them managed to get their bodies the way they are. They were Space Wolves for strong stuff.
Number 14. Don't steal a commissar's out while he's sleeping. Knew a bit of a joke once. Wore the hat all around camp. Everything the commissar as he went. Everyone had a huge laugh. Sadly, in terms of commissars, are pretty light sleepers. Not sure how he thought this was going to end. But imagine being forced to charge an orc or wearing nothing but a hat wasn't on the list. I swear, high-ranking officials in the Imperial all got their Ironic Death seminar.
Okay, number 15.
Don't be a smartass around an Ogryn. Ogrins are smart as hell's shock troopers that will always cover your back with piss and vinegar. Always right to fight for the... Always right to fight for the Emperor, but bless them, they're kind of on the slow side and have troubles with metaphors. They're kind of like the crew, except more innocently clueless. Like the one time a guardsman from some mining colony in the middle of nowhere told an Ogrim, "Shoot me now." Full ripper gun clip, we had to clean the lady up with a bucket and a mop. Then again, she was pretty cruel to just about everyone, and I don't think the Ogrin liked her very much. I mean, he insists he didn't hate her, but he did get a medal for it that he seemed pretty proud of. I think I may want to go back and double check what happened there with a friend or two.
Number 16.
Lord Castellan, Berserker E, Creed's abilities are not as good as everyone says. Okay, look, the Good Lord is stationed on what is arguably the most dangerous front in the entire galaxy. He has stood up to the fracking Black Crusaders and walked away from them alive. He's, without a doubt, a tactical genius, and the Imperium would be lesser without him. For the Emperor's sake, he can't hide tank behind a lamppost. He can't hide a platoon and abandons bathroom. You can't hide a Titan and a fracking bolted shell. What does this have to do with staying alive, you might ask? Because maybe a certain author is tired of hearing about it, and a certain author might edit the copy of his book, for someone who comments about Kree's non-existent god powers again. An edit that says that the truth of the Emperor's wishes are in Grok's mouth.
17. Do not screw around with Necrons. Necrons are got to be one of the most infuriating enemy to fight in the 41st millennium. As the technology stops just orcs being able to warp reality on a whim, I fought a long, hard campaign once, got skinned by a Gauss flyer, and that's why my foot is metal now. Eventually, we thought we had taken an armory pack from the Necrons and taken an entire squad firing non-stump just to bring one of them. One of my scholars was pretty angry at all the frenzied laws that day and decided to piss on it. Thing is, Necrons have a self-repair protocol, and, well, he survived at least, but he wishes he had it, though. I mean, I was being carried by a heavy weapon specialist clutching my stumble for a leg, and she said I looked pretty by comparison.
Never accept anything. Never accept anything food locals that you didn't see them prepare. Here's the thing about the Empire: we're spread out over 2 million planets. Some of those planets have been inhabited for 25,000 years, and when the population lives on the planet that long, the countless generations tend to make them immune to little quirks that killed the rest of us. As our guardsmen get the meat by from a cook from some death world in the middle of nowhere, they couldn't bite and died on the spot. It would have been tragic if she had hunted an animal that locals call the venomous step killer 60. Oh fuck. That just sucks.
All these victims are women. Like, don't you notice that a lot of these victims are women? So basically, it's these idiot women guardsmen.
Based. Number 19.
Don't screw around with stray bolter shells. I get that the average citizen of the Imperium will never see a space marine, even at a distance, and that even fewer will see the weapons they use up close. But if you find a bolter round lying on the ground after a battle, don't assume that it's empty, and for the love of the Emperor, don't whack it with that hammer! I swear, not a single person felt sorry for her, and I don't blame them! These are idiot women! The source of these stupid deaths are women! That's funny!
Why? Is it like in the actual Warhammer series?
Well, it's usually like guys die syndromes in battle. So I think because in the tabletop, right? You don't see much women guardsmen available for miniatures to assemble. For example, the only faction, there's only a few factions where they have actual models you can get that are women. And there's a whole army called, part of the ecclesiarchy called the Sisters of Battle, which is basically the closest thing to female space marines, but they're not space marines. It's long and convoluted.
Alright. Though the one thing to say about the Death Marines is that they are poorly for the Emperor.
Yeah, just imagine of that, and they wear power armor, and they use all the weapons of the Space Marines. And they have a tank that is a giant organ.
Anyways, number 20.
Okay, my turn?
No, it's Meta.
Meta, your turn.
Tech priests are just as bad as the
ecclesiarchy.
When people talk about religious fanatics, taking worship of the Emperor way too far, and killing people over stupid reasons, they tend to point to the cone hats. While this is true, people tend to forget that the tech cult is still a religious organization that worships the Emperor, just in a different way. You're not showing proper respect to the various bits of shiny metal tends to not set well with them. I figured that out the hard way, and I swear my eyes will never stop twitching.
At least a woman doesn't get killed in this one.
It's usually himself or a woman guardsman. That's
okay. I don't think we should continue this because I don't know. We are in the middle of something else.
Okay,
but these are fun to read. But really, I don't think.
How about next time then? We'll do is one per chapter. We'll read one chapter of One Stupid Deaths, and then we'll show. How's that sound?
Yeah. It's a nice break that makes us feel like we're actually progressing and not.
Anyway,
all right. Okay, can we check how long chapter 4 is first? Oh no!
Wait, I think it's shorter.
I don't know.
I could tell because there's actually a little black bar on your screen that shows the scrolling, and it's small.
Holy shit! It is small.
Why did you pick this story?
Another reason why we.
I think we need to just honestly one chapter a stream, 1 or 2.
It took us 2 hours just to get through half of chapter 3.
Yeah, I think we need to do 1 chapter. I'm sorry, 1 chapter. We just have to maybe take breaks too and go through the bad fanfics. we have to do serious summarizing, but we don't want to summarize because this is so good.
Okay, how about this then? For every bad fanfic chapter reading we do one good fanfic chapter reading.
Yes. Okay, that sounds good. So that would also give like opportunities for future streams or it's just you and Dragon reading it.
And of course, I also got a good thing for it. We'll do for the bad fanfic reads. That's what Avoid Stupid Debts we'll be starting out on. We'll start off with Avoid Stupid Debts on a bad fanfic reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least that could. Yeah, that would work.
That would give everyone a nice or if you end it with that, like you either begin or end it, and then it's a nice palate cleanser to get ready for.
Yeah, right.
Italica. Screams filled the air, but even the shouts of tens of thousands of men were drowned out by the Outlanders' guns. In such chaos, it was becoming hard to tell friend from foe. Still, though, Pina fought on. Having lost her horse to a stray arrow earlier, she lashed out with her saber, striking down her 12th foe. A dog demi-human before bringing it up again to block us away from a human with a short sword.
Oh, she's attacked by a furry.
Oh no! We need to protect her from the furries! Yeah, I'd also need to switch back my avatar.
She parried a few blows, searching for an opening before he left himself wide open. She took her chance and thrust her sword into his neck, pulling out, letting the brigand drown in his own blood. This was her first battle. Before this, the Rose Order had been relegated to a ceremonial role. Humored by the Emperor, she had always wanted a chance to prove herself on the field, and now she had it. It was everything and nothing like she was expecting. Her translator warned her that while glory could be found there on the battlefield, you were more likely to find a horrible, messy end. Pina thought she was prepared for that. She was wrong. The maimed men, the spilled blood, the horrible smell from the black powder weapons. This is the closest one could get to Hardy's Hell while still alive.
Welcome to Hardy's Hell, everyone!
Of course!
Of course this is hell. What do you expect?
The still part
of my god. That voice you did, Ninja, it reminds me of, like, Bang, but with Stitch's voice.
Stitches?
From Leo and Stitch.
Alright. Okay, that works. Okay, let's continue.
A smart part of her was amazed she hadn't turned on her heel and fled. It was the training. She was always a dutiful student in the ways of war, and years of training had taught her to stand her ground, keep her wits about her, and not give in to the despair of the battlefield. Easier said than done, but she was doing it all the same. If she did not, then she would die. A bull-headed demi swung an axe at her. She narrowly dodged it and stabbed upwards, driving her sword through the monster's bottom jaw into what passed for a brain among its kind before hastily withdrawing the gore-covered blade.
Okay,
No, it's a woman called Normako Igloo.
All right, I'm not gonna. I've been taking women's role. Meta, you do it.
What are we on?
Princess, just scream princess. Like
Princess.
Somehow she heard the voice over the roar of the battle, and turned her head to see Normako Igloo, her chamberlain, and one of the few men in the order. Oh, it's a guy. Never mind.
Oh.
Princess.
With a spare horse being led behind him. Norma, you're a sight for sore eyes.
Wait, Norma?
I saw that you lost your horse, your highness. So I took the liberty of bringing you a spare.
Thank you, Norma, he said before climbing to the horse's back. How goes the battle?
The Outlanders' artillery are still killing many of the foe, but their flyers are harassed their crews, making reloading difficult. They're hitting all of our flanks hard, but the lines are holding, especially those dwarves.
They told you they would hold the line.
Yes, we will hold the line! Yeah, that's the dwarves. They're all about revenge, but their tactics is just hold the line and let their artillery smash them to bits.
Like, if you tell them to hold the line will be fucking held.
Dead.
Yeah, they're very good. They're very good at holding doors.
Well, they're not like the Death Corps. The Death Corps. If you're part of the Death Corps, a body is just an identification.
Yeah, no, but did you get the joke about the holding doors?
Yeah. No, not really.
Hold door.
Oh.
Hold on.
It's the
Hold on.
major. Okay.
Good. Lead me to the artillery. Let's see if we cannot keep those flies from causing any more trouble.
At once.
Well, none was a whirlwind of death among the enemy horsemen. So what you're trying to tell me is, hang on. You're gonna have to bear with me for a bit since this intro's kind of long. Yes.
Wait.
The wind of destruction part.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the whole joke. The whole joke is basically a Metal Gear joke.
Metal
Gear. Though it pained him. Okay, attacking faster with a sword than any human could hope to match, and preparing the best, reflecting the motley coalition Erdhart have thrown together. Though it pained him to admit the Aesir had brought the smallest number of warriors to the battle, barely 300. What they lacked in numbers, they made up for in skill.
Keep up the attack.
But not in orders, his sword liberated a bandit's head from his soldiers.
Don't let a single one of these primates through.
Primitives. A large ogre-like monster began making its way towards him, swinging a huge claw to knock aside both friend and foe.
We have a cave troll.
Well, that's an ugly one.
Alon said to himself mostly as he leveled his sword towards the screaming beast, ready to do battle with the monster. At least he would have were enough for a succession of arrows that hit the monster in both its eyes, killing it instantly, and sending it tumbling to the ground. It took all of Juanon's horsemanship skills to prevent both himself and his teeth from being crushed, though some bands were not so lucky. Somehow they looked prettier as stains on the ground than they did in life.
He looked over his shoulder and saw Tuka pulling more arrows from her quiver, notching them into her bow, and sluicing them, killing more bandits. A part of him was disappointed
that he would not get a chance to fight the beast himself. That was how her shadow eyes appreciated by such a good shot, and the archer who took it.
All right, Latvian, when you say this one, do like, Lovebird style.
She could
Dreamy style.
She could teach a shadow warrior a thing or two about marksmanship. Does this work?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's himself as he turned his sword back to the battle. Kriegen!
Come on, sons of Grungin!
Hey, Kriegen shouted as he smashed the bandit's face in the face with his hammer, somehow actually making his face look better than it acted beforehand.
Yes. Remember, these are Fire Emblem bandits.
Come on, come and show these manlings, come and show these Elgi, come and show our foes that will win fight.
2,000 dwarves shouted in unison, raising axes and hammers to meeting the oncoming lines of the foe. The left flank was theirs to hold, and to hold it they would, no matter what the enemy threw at them. Suddenly, Kriegen was knocked to the ground by a full-on impact from a flail wielded by a large humanoid lizard man. Thankfully, Krigen's army took most of the blow, and he scrambled to his feet, ignoring the pain in his chest.
Is that the best you can do, monster?
He screamed for launching himself towards it, dodging the flail before putting all his might behind it. He smashed the creature on the knee with his hammer, sending it to the ground before he took its head off with his axe.
Iron Drakes!
Kriegen,
Give them taste of Darwin fire!
The Iron Drakes moved forward, aimed their devastatingly powerful Drake guns and fired a stream of fire upon the enemy. Those who were killed instantly died later, screaming in pain as the alchemic fire burned them. Those bandits who were out of rage saw that carnage would await them and they pressed forward and went further, some even deserting and making a break for it.
Ha! Look at the Mungi and their mutants run.
Above the thing, the gyrocopters and gyrobombers flew ahead overhead, attacking the planets and scattering them before their fighter power.
Kazukan! Kazukaki ha!
Krieg and
Kamenu! Kamugi! Come face the sons of Grongi! Come and face your doom!
Yeah, these guys are dwarfs. Like, they're freaking dwarfs, I guess, sir.
This battle
They're called squats. There is no need to come up with silly comedy names for them, Magnus. Don't be preposterous.
It's a fucking dwarf, you reprobate!
Okay, now I want to grab the Blind Guardians music video they made for We Are the Dwarves, or The Dwarves, the game. Like,
Okay.
and it's awesome.
You need to share me a link of that, my good sir.
Yeah, like the dwarf. It's the game. I think it's. Let me just check the title. It's actually based on a German fantasy series.
It's called The Dwarfs, right?
Yes, the dwarves, and it's awesome. I really like that game. And so, yeah, and Blind Guardians did write a song for it.
Anyways, Flavius.
This battle is going nowhere, old man.
Continue, Meta. Well, we're ignoring the in between the dialogue.
Wait,
No more.
Are we doing that?
Yeah, we're ignoring it.
All
Yeah, we're
They stalled us for far too long. Once we do something soon, we'll lose our momentum and lose this battle.
But calm yourself, Flavius. All goes according to the great design.
Explain yourself.
Your army is faithful to Saint. How could they be? They know not our God. Therefore, we send them into battle. A battle they cannot hope to win. And the Sinch intercedes.
You send my men to die?
We send them to die, General Flavius. The decision is ultimately up to you.
I am
Then
Magneto.
send them
Welcome to
demons
die.
and summon. Send them in. I cannot rule these lands without an army. And I will not have an army if they all die.
Flavius turned around and came face to face with a large steaming yellow man of an Hyoini silent screamer. Let my slaves serve a progress. Where the minds I see where the enemy are strong, where they are weak, where should say.
Your slaves? There are slaves to no man.
The winds flashed, and Flavius' words were cut off. Air ceased to fill his lungs, and his feet were lifted off from the ground by an invisible force. Guys, I think Join is a Sith Lord.
He's force choking him. Let's just hope he doesn't pull an Anakin move and choke him. Or snap his neck.
Feed on my slave muscle for you. To do as I see fit. When next you speak mind your jungle, I will take it from you and replace it with something venomous.
I understand, Master.
I've seen enough.
You tricked me. You told me that summoning these demons would grant me victory, not bind me to that thing.
I lied. All are but towards the great deceiver, including you.
I'm glad. You know what? I'm wondering, how did Flavius not kill him yet? Right there on the spot.
You do not simply kill a follower of Zinch.
Even if you want to.
And especially since we seen earlier that he's not, even though he's old, he's not exactly weak.
I mean, you can kill the old man, can you?
He's killed someone. You just saw a chapter ago. He just murdered someone who just tried to do so. Now then.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Sigmar,
Erhard shouted as he drove a lance into the breastplate of what appeared to be an infantry officer. At the death of their leader, many of the surrounding bands hesitated, only to then be picked off by the lances of the Reichsguard.
The men of the Empire, we stall these chaos scum!
Erhard cried out, raising his lance into the air.
Sigma! Sigma! Sigma!
Forward!
Erhard cried out with newfound confidence, urging his horse to charge. He barely made it a foot before lightning struck at the ground in front of him, making his horse rear up on its hind legs.
Whoa there!
He caught sight of the caster, and his heart rose in fear. Since, there was no cloud sky. It was unnatural. Its legs and head were those of a raven. It was glowing with blue energy.
Chaos demon! The siren was here!
The right. Next line, man.
Okay. Ferdinand, find Father Wilhelm and the mages. We will need their strength. We are to overcome this servant of darkness.
At once, my prince.
That I am Ferdinand von Eiger.
Okay.
Go ahead. Do your best Ferdinand impression.
I can't. Just go.
Yeah, you suck.
I know you, son. Sigmar, give me strength. Sigmar, preserve me this day. Fill me with your light. Allow me to overcome this evil. And I shall I fall? Shall I fall? Should I fall? Then more. If you judge me worthy, take my shoot to your halls and let me rest.
I soul to your halls.
I talk to your halls and let me rest. Amen. And amen.
When the demon was close enough for Erhard to see its beady crow eyes, the demon opened its mouth and belched a stream of blue fire at Sunday Monday nights.
And I'm pretty sure that night was a woman.
It was a Mulan situation. It was a Mulan situation.
And she was stupid enough to just go. Hey, let's just go charge on the demon with just a sword, a plain old sword.
Let's charge forwards.
Shoot it down.
Several crossmen tried to fire, and none of them were as great as the cupcake pistolier.
Yeah. Bing, 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 bing. And unfortunately, there was the cold water pistolier was not there with him.
Yeah.
Anyways, though.
Sigmar, preserve us. Where is that priest?
A pink horror straight out of Lovecraft. It approached you, and then all of a sudden, it's a blur. Cut it down. And it's the lolly.
Oh, great.
So we're just skimming through this a bit more?
It's a battle. We could skip some of this.
Okay. And yes, the lolly has returned.
She was a young girl, short and somewhere between the ages of 14 and 18, even though she was 100. Actually, let me look up her age. About to get taken down by the FBI in like 5 minutes.
FBI!
Okay, she is 961 years old.
Oh, nearly 1,000. So she's as old as Chibi Usagi from Sailor Moon.
I don't know who that is.
It's complicated. In short, she was one of the early lolly characters.
I'm back. Did I miss anything?
Nothing.
The lolly showed up.
Age is 961.
Okay, let us continue.
There's whatsoever was the blood. But the blood kind on her face. Erhard was not entirely certain that she would not attack him next. You look like you could use some help, Prince, she said in flawless Riksspiel. And I could use a good fight.
I thank you, my lady. What is your name?
You can call me Rari. And we need to kill that thing.
Easier said than done. First, we need to bring it down.
Correction. First, we need to take care of its friends.
That's creepy. Creepy.
Creepy what?
That sounded creepy. Like, oh no, she sounds psychopathic.
Or sociopath, really.
Men of the Empire, still yourselves. The archenemy sends its demons at us. Hold the line. Hold the line.
Shut up, our dwarves here.
They even opened his beak and breathed blue fire upon the Empire soldiers below him, killing dozens with his magic, but somehow it never affected the Cupcake Knight, the Cupcake Pistolier, or even the Colt Pistolier.
No, all the Pistoliers always survive because of their special abilities.
No, the 4 Pistoliers. You know the 4 horsemen?
They would later go on to form an entire regiment of Pistoliers that were all weird. One of them even didn't even do anything. He just ate potatoes. He just ate bread.
Potatoes.
He ate a devil potato. And thus he gained some stupid ability.
He eats, and there's this one Pistolier that just eats, and somehow that does damage.
He eats in front of the enemy, making them starve to death.
Yeah, but you see, he's actually skinny, so he can, like, at the cost of, like, he can't really gain fat anymore.
Hey, that's a bonus right there.
Well, additional bonus.
Your men are drumming like flies, Prince. Let me occupy its attention.
The thing is a demon. You cannot fight it alone.
No need to concern yourself.
Because I'm already a demon!
You have other things to worry about, though. Namely, the army of bandits who are still coming. Besides, I'm not alone. And Ertart's all blue, blur, flow. Okay, yeah, it's Giselle.
Yeah.
Yes, the dragon, Latvia's dragon lolly waifu.
Mercury, stop flirting with the mortal and help me fight. Where the thing is the whole lot tougher than it looks. With pleasure, Giselle. Using her power she had at her disposal, Rory, he jumped into the air to where the demon was and swung her mighty axe. Not the demon, but the rock platform was falling on, forcing both opponents to fall.
To land.
Yeah, well, it's whatever, semantics. Erdhar had no time to ponder what had just happened. The enemy was still closing in after all. Kicked his swords into action, charged enemy, being ready to murder, well, pretty much murder holding him with his sword, till stray arrow hit horse eye. You just
Oops, sorry about that.
Oops.
Wait, hold on. Actually, I think the power of the drunken elven archers is that despite being inebriated, they can actually hit wherever they want to.
But occasionally, like every 100th arrow, it goes like a normal arrow by drunk people. So yeah, that was an accident.
No, they have to make enchanted arrows to guide. Because the archers are always drunk.
Except for this Kate, because the power of plot.
Okay, I'm just about to play some battle music in the background from Scissor 7, so I'm just going to turn down the volume. Okay, let's go. Okay, Erdar's entering from the fall quickly stood up just in time to block a blow from a bandit's sword. Alright, Erdar got the upper hand, knocked aside the bandit's attack, kneed the ruffian in his stomach, actually making target from a bunch of fat to a six-pack, surprisingly. Kicked him in the face with his armored boot, curing his horrendous acne, breaking a bandit's nose, which then relocated itself into a beautiful nose, and then knocking out a few teeth, which were actually baby teeth, which caused his more manly teeth to come in.
But then but then they actually get crushed.
Yeah. then he stand the threat. Anyways, saying that things were chaotic would be the mother of all understatements. The front ranks of his army had dissolved to a brutal melee with the bandits. The Empire's prized discipline breaking down. The guard of his eyes, Earthheart saw a volley of arrows come his way. Cursing under his breath, he raised his sword to cover his face, only for the arrows to be knocked aside and with the bursts of air and fall to the ground uselessly. Okay, who wishes to be the siren?
I was already the siren. I was the siren. Wait, are you talking about like the siren who get? No. Oh yeah, I didn't do that. I was a maid.
I can do Siren.
It's a woman.
Never mind then.
Ninja, you do it then.
Well, now you know how I felt, Ninja.
Well, first, I'm going to show you what she looks like.
Bird?
And this one will do.
Well, to be fair, sirens are exactly fish. There are multiple myths with sirens that they're either mermaids or birds.
That's all you'll be voicing, so get ready.
So where's her wings?
Unclear. I don't know if she has wings. Anyways, mute. Speak.
Are you alright, Prince?
Mute came out followed by a group of great swords, knights, and a band of demi-humans dressed in the guards of House Formal, delicate rulers.
Dear Blast, what was that you?
Yes! I'm a siren. That means have connection with the spirits of wind and air.
Then
they talk about a lot of gossip.
We could use that skill of yours to keep ourselves from becoming a pin cushion.
Of course!
My prince! It's great sword since he stepped in front of Earthheart and with one swinging sword took off the head of another bandit that's been sneaking behind Earthheart's.
My thanks.
I say that every wound that's done to a bandit, it actually makes them handsomer.
What?
Yeah.
Well, again, these are Fire Emblem bandits.
Yeah. So they're actually giving them incidental face beautification by harming them.
Although it won't do much anyway. It'll still look ugly.
No, it actually does reverse. They make them look actually relatively attractive. It's just that they die in the end, which makes it irrelevant.
If you punch them in the face, it's like, whoa, I look gorgeous.
Then you just need to punch him again to make him ugly.
Oh, no, it reminds me of Meg with the bully. The bully just keeps punching the face. It turns beautiful, then ugly. Beautiful, ugly. Beautiful, ugly.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. You punched her so hard, she became hot. And then you punch her again, then she became ugly.
Wow. My thanks. Now let's make our way back to our lines. If we push any further, I fear we'll be swallowed up by the enemy's ranks.
Durin cannot simply believe his eye when he saw that thing. The thing that had killed dozens of his men so easily. Fight not merely one, but two apostles of the gods. The apostles of Emery and Hardy, fighting together, and Amazing Feat itself, had forced the monster to the ground, where it was using both sword and staff to fend him off, all the while killing any man, elf, dwarf, or demi-human who was too close. When the boy prince had revealed they faced a threat called Chaos, Durin had dismissed it. Of course, the enemy was both numerous and dangerous, but to label him as a sworn nemesis, all that was good and decent in the world, the boy was spouting exaggerations, but he had to be. Just what sort of foe was this Chaos? While he was looking at the fight before him, he did not notice the big monster jump at him until it was too late. The monster knocked him off his horse and began to claw at his armor. Durin tried to claw to where he had dropped his sword, only for the monster to grab hold of his leg with his skinny arms, dragging him closer. "Come on then, you beast!" Durin and shouted as he "Come and see how the king of Elip fits." It reached out with one of its bony pink arms and grabbed his knife arm. When the twig of twigs, it broke his arm at the elbow. Durin barely had enough time to let out a scream before he was eaten. Oh, no, never mind. He was just punched really hard. I think he's dead.
Definitely dead.
Yeah, you know what? Hang on.
Maybe it would be funny if it turns out he's alive.
Hang on.
Yeah, dead. This guy's dead.
I would be happy if someone says that in this fic.
Is that the... Anyways, Demon's getting harassed by Lolly and Dragon Girl.
No.
Oh no. As it turns out, them avoiding the attacks and him killing everybody else but them was all according to plan. Is that the best you can do? Giselle goaded the demon as he brandished her scythe. Your aim is worsening, you chicken. Were you even trying to hit us? Giselle was surprised at that response. What in the name of her gods do you mean by... She heard a crunching moan is coming from behind her. Eyes wide, she turned around and saw the men who the demon had struck with its magic. The men were not dead, but their bodies were mutating horribly, right before the apostle's eyes. Limbs shifted into claws and tentacles, extra faces with needle-sharp teeth grew in seconds. Men were becoming monsters. Kill them both! Twins shouted. And the massive newborn chaos spawn shambled and ran toward the apostle. Do you really think this'll these can kill us? Or as she bisected a spawn with one thing for being swarmed by a mob of monsters. No. But they'll keep you still for me.
Oh, lovely.
He stabbed the lolly with his sword. Mercury! Giselle yelled as her wings propelled her towards the demon and Rory. She swung her knife and took out Julian's sword arm at the elbow. The demon is green in pain, dropping his stab and grabbing a stump. Those closest to the demons covered her ears with the piercing scream while some passed out, eyes rolling into the back of their heads.
Really? They killed off Rory that quickly?
No, she's alive. She's an apostle of a god. It's not that easy to kill them.
Oh, so it's basically Dante logic?
Well, she just someone gains more power from this. Man.
Or just like the sword just like it's just sticking out as she's walking normally.
Yeah, it's like Dante has a very high constitution. He just survives anything. He can survive being impaled by his own sword multiple times.
All he needs to do is sleep for a month.
He needs to sleep for a month?
That's a DMC5.
And that's, yeah, it's a DMC5 joke. Like, he got knocked out of the battle. Like, the worst he did was he got hit so hard that he was unconscious and sleeping for an entire month to heal up.
Basically in a coma.
Yeah.
Less of a coma, more like in a state of waking death. Yeah, but even then, he was still fine. Like, it's not that hard. It's not easy to kill. Like, he's half demon. It's not easy to kill someone like that.
Yeah, the world of Devil May Cry, it's easy to kill full demons than a half demon.
Yeah.
Which is funny. Like, being a half demon is the most powerful being in that universe.
Yeah, being a full demon, they're just weak.
Like, even Cerberus
in comparison, yeah.
It's because DMC is a story that you can never really take seriously. The characters have insane cutscene power.
Fair enough.
Okay. That's what
Alright, let's continue.
Right.
Your life, Mercury? That looked like a hair. 'Tis but a flesh wound.
'Tis but a flesh wound. Dude, your fucking arm's gone, along with your legs. And your head.
I must say, though, whatever that sword was made out of, it made me feel unbelievable pain. Well, I won't be using that anymore. Or I took a sword arm. It's just a sub now, and hentai music. And it's now time for hentai.
I know where this is going.
Yeah,
no.
Out of the stump of his arm, 3 fleshy tentacles came out.
Of course, it's
He looked at them with hate in his eyes, walked towards them, and was like, I think he's spoken too soon. I might have. Penis stabbed their blade. taking a bandit to the throat. She and her Rose curing him actually of his smoking problem. He actually sounded quite nice when he died.
She's been smoking that dope, dog.
She and her Rose Knights have been leading a division of Italian guardsmen in defense of the right wing for the past half hour, fighting waves of bandits with no end in sight. Keep fighting for Italica! For Sadera!
Chain Princess, look!
Fallen directed where the sword was pointing. He got a man riding a horse. Oh, fuck. Each spirit in the night pointed Sar. Oh god, it's the 10 horsemen of apocalypse.
Oh no! And so they're gonna have some pina coladas, a blood pina colada. Unless all of a sudden the elves show up, or the German dude like Erhawk goes saves her, being her knight in shining armor,
covered in skulls.
Yes.
No, his entire body's covered in skulls.
Traded to
just
a knight,
clanking like
ninja. Traded to a knight in skull armor.
No, I got something better.
With every whip of his tentacle arm, he sent entire models of humans flying. Their anuses had been defiled. What? You think I wasn't going to fall off that joke? Well,
no, not really.
It didn't work. Zillial Sifori is a 2 of touch humans attack with their divine speed. What do we do now? We aim for its head. I doubt even it can survive a beheading. I hope you're right, Mercury. If it does kill him, instead of it growing 2 heads like a Hydra. You have any better ideas? No. Then take this.
There, I meant better. You say skull, so as in a skull knight.
Oh yeah.
Wait, can't you just couldn't you just send this monster back into its world?
The wind in its face, the land in its hand, the galloping horse between its legs. Flavius was in paradise. All had gone wrong. He was enslaved by a demon, his army little more than worn by his throat the enemy, and all promise of a crown and the kingdom dashed for his eyes. At least he's still in battle. No god, demon, or treacherous Hydra could take that from him. He also had the satisfaction of watching apostles take you in his arms. The sight of that made him feel warm inside. It also gave him an idea. If the apostles could kill the demon, that was uncertain, then they were distracting the monster. That was beyond all doubt. This was an opportunity for him each, and Flavius would have had to be a fool not to take. This was Flavius' only chance to take back control of his army, and much better way to do that than to take the city himself. So he gathered his finest men, those who had fallen to the worship of the Raven God, mounted their horses, and charged into battle. They outnumbered the enemy, but it was a devastating artillery that kept Flavius from his prize of Italica. He needed to silence the artillery, silence them, and his army could overrun the enemy. They could take Italica. More importantly, everyone would know that it was he, Flavius, who accomplished this, not the damn demon. He and his men trampled over the horse with their horses, or skewered them with their lances. He was in his element now, and none could stand for him, and we're actually almost halfway done. Ahead of him, he saw a group of knights carrying a rose banner, and despite himself, he laughed. The Rose Order, pet project of Emperor Molt's bastard daughter, made up of high-born girls playing at being men. It would be a waste of time to kill them. Although, what better sacrifice could he offer than one who carried the blood of the Emperor in it reigns, even if it was diluted by common blood? With an unspoken command, Flavius turned his head towards Princess P and her Rose Knights. His men followed, eager to kill, as O Fortuna metal remix of O Fortuna plays in the background.
Dun, 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 dun. I was thinking of something else, so.
Yeah.
By the way, Wolf, do you like my new avatar?
I do.
Oh my
this
god.
This fits for... Yes, Skull Knight for Berserk. It fits.
Just play that as a charger, because that's what I'm thinking right now.
Okay, hang on.
Oh,
Okay.
A few seconds later, the two groups of riders crash into each other in a bloody mess of tangled limb and lances. There was no time to think, only an act. With her lance twisting forward, Pina managed to bypass the shield and build one of Flavius' men in the chest, knocking him completely off his horse, though her weapons torn as a result. He was not very good. Throwing it away, she drew her sword and parried the blows being rained down on her by another of Flavius' rider. Took all of her training to keep man from killing her. He was a good swordsman. While Rahina was trained by the best instructors one could buy, it was nothing compared to the experience possessed by this mercenary. The man was better than her. She knew it and he knew it. That knowledge made the man arrogant, and he didn't take her seriously. All her life, people did not take her seriously. She had always resented that, always longed to be seen and to be judged as a worthy knight and as a soldier, and always looked down due to her both due to her gender, her youth, and her title. It was sort of irritating for all the years, and the disrespect she had suffered for all the years. Men who did not take her seriously did not fight with all their might and all their skill. Why waste the effort on a spoiled girl who was playing at being a soldier after all? They became sloppy around her. She, on the other hand, always fought with everything she had. There, with the last parry, he left an opening, and she took her chance and stabbed with her blade, taking him in the throat. Behind his helmet, Pina could hear him gasping for breath. She could hear the breath. And she pulled her gasping for breath. She pulled her blade and let him to choke on his blood. Norma! Knights of the Rose Order, to me!
They are all dead, princess.
She turned her head and saw Flavius, flanked by 5 of his riders. Behind him were the dead bodies of her Rose Knights, men and women she had known for years. She tightened her grip on her sword. There was no way she's getting out of his life. She's gonna die, though. Might as well see if she can take this son of a bitch first. Oh, son! You killed my friends, but I swear for all the gods I'll take your life while this day is all done.
Oh, princess. You took the words out of my mouth. You and your childhood friends have killed 4 of my best men. Men I served with for years. Still, though, you're much more valuable to me breathing for now, so I may honor my god later.
He nodded to one of his riders.
Take her alive.
A charge is about to happen before, out of for suddenly.
Oh, you predicted it, Ninja.
finally, yes! Activate the shipping music! Epic metal shipping!
Princess Pina.
Colada.
Fancy meeting you here. Yeah, I'm speaking in his German accent since he's with. All right.
I could have taken him.
Of that, I have no doubt. Still, though, I'll not pass a chance to kill the enemy leader. I brought some friends to assist us in this task, by the way.
He pointed behind her with his sword, and Pina turned ahead to see a mixed band of Italian guardsmen, demi-human warriors of House Formal, and the Prince's Outliers, Knights and Soldiers. It's no winged hussars charging at the Ottoman forces, but it'll do.
Yeah, it's the closest thing to. Then the winged hussars arrived.
The hussars arrived.
Do you remember? It's September when the winged hussars arrive.
Look, well, I will.
The winged hussars.
Anyways, all right,
let's continue. Oh God, we got
well,
42 more minutes.
I would not say no to additional blades. Still, he killed my mites. My honor demands that I take his head.
You still have to deal with his remaining bodyguards, though. Allow me to help you with that. We are with you, princess. Give the order.
Consider it given. The silent screamer fights the false apostles, and Flavius faces the children of emperors. all goes as the great deceiver wishes it. Yes, by the way, this thing was all according to plan.
All according to plan. Why? Because it's Zinch. That's basically it.
He makes it completely unintelligible only to him, except for him.
Wait, but Zinch, your butt is getting whooped. It is. It's all according to plan.
Here's the thing.
I always hated you.
It's like that's the thing with Zinch. Even his followers are like that. Is that they're all this is all going according to exactly how I want it to go. Like what? It's like, what are you realizing or not? You're good. You probably have already lost.
But the thing is that it's just over ridiculous, and it's actually not true half of the time.
Yeah, that's like, this totally is going according to plan.
Jeez, that sounds very familiar, Wolf. Very familiar.
What?
Remember last session?
Okay, for context, in the Empire campaign where Meta and I are tech patient, my character, like, I make an athletics check to try and get to cover. I fail and I slip, but my character goes all according to plan. And then a bunch of B2 battle droids start firing. I took a lot of damage. I'm like, okay. And then more damage came.
Oh, Jesus.
My character was knocked unconscious by all the simple blaster firing fired at him by B2s.
And then my character came in to save him.
He ended up killing them all with one rocket.
Yeah. I was still shocked. And then I presumed to kill a bunch. And then my character presumed to kill a bunch.
Start with one thing. For the next ship, meet Toboggan. That's all I can tell you. That's what happened.
Meet Toboggan.
Yeah, meet Toboggan.
It is time to return home. You old bastard. You brought this upon yourself. Now face Admiral Justin to meet Hardy in hell. And then each set him afire by the flames of Zinch. All are pawns to the great deceiver. And you are such a useful one too, Flavius. Thank you for your dedication to our god. Now fulfill your final task and die for its glory.
What happens if he does not die? Does everything change?
No, he'll die.
Yes, of course he will, because it's all according to Zinch's plan, no matter what happens.
No matter what happens, he's gonna die either way.
Like, whether he dies in glory, he dies a shame. He's gonna die. It's like, it's all according to plan.
One way or another, this fucker's gonna die.
Oh, I'm the first one to speak. Yay! It's Will.
In Sigma's name!
As Wilhelm shouted as he brought down his hoary hammer upon the head of a demon.
Give these vermin not an inch in the name of the Helden Hammer!
Sigma's skull go boom. Up here at Doomslayer approves.
Doomslayer.
The light of Sigma shines through me, and through me I shall fear no darkness.
Speaking of Doom Guy, Ancient Gods Part 2 came out.
Moving with a speed that bellied his full plate and two-handed warhammer, William parried the spear hilt of his hammer before he smashed it into his hammer to the face of its wielder, fixing it of the problem that the face was ugly.
Well, this is the demon this time. They're already ugly. It's not real.
No, this is a brigand. It's a brigand that charged them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is this me, or is that...
No, it's still you.
Here's the rock upon which the unclean will be broken. Smack! Here's the tempest!
Dude, Olger tried to come in, but, well...
Abide not the filth of chaos!
Cracks him.
Suffer it not to defile, and tolerate not whatever guise it may take.
And there goes his head. Here you go. Right here, the last one.
The voice of the demon is heard in our land. Run, run, run. Boom! It shall not be allowed to endure. It shall not profane the dominion of our Lord Sigma with its obscenity.
Time for death. I think it was made out of. It was strong. And she was Blessed Axe still didn't, but yeah. Was someone uncharitably painted as a mindless berserker who took pleasure in battle, which was true. She was not ignorant of tactics in an army fought. The Dalicans, Albans, and the Outliers had less troops than opponent to the Trespasser God, and unless she killed this monster soon, they would be overrun. Easy to the dead though, or even with Giselle by her side, the monster sprung up a hell of a fight. Fools! You have no hopes against one such as I. I am in the silent screamer. In my mortal life, I was a mighty sorcerer, but armies their needs. In blessed demonhood, I am among the most favored Zinch. Before me, you are nothing. Repel all sick. All the Wilhelm.
Oh, repel all Sigma, the servant of change! Boom, boom, boom. Dispel such fallacies from this unholy form. I invoke your name to repel this abomination, not by my strength, but yours, Lord Sigma. Let this heresy be at an end!
Reckless servant of the man god, you are my instruction. I will kill you first.
Mere words, foul beast! Know that before I die, though, I will send you back to the hell you came from first! Lord Sigma, hear my prayers. Let not my weapon fail me, but strengthen us against the foe.
And the Lolly and the Dragon Girl, Captain Biz, got the demon busy cuz.
and surprisingly, they're like having some weird feelings going on.
Give my blade your wisdom to cleave the guilty from the innocent. Let your holy fire infuse the powder to burn in the eyes of the heretic. Keep your hand on my Sigma, so that my grip and my faith will not slip my arm. Shall strike in thy name against the heretic, which the unclean. Amen!
A beam of holy light can definitely destruct the priest. All 5 souls of some turtle saw the priest surrounded by holy light. Stand tall, his eyes burning with literal fire.
Helden Hammer!
Well, now, wait. Well, at least it hurts. It's alive. Human filth! Speck-a-feck scum, I damn you! I'll steal your soul and make you pay for this transgression!
You too!
And through the
power of Sigma, I have weakened the beast for you! You must kill it now!
Silence! As you and roars as tentacles are going to grow back slower this time, but when fully regenerated, they still be just as deadly. But also not allowed the chance. Using her God-given gifts, roaring to Giselle darted forward. Giselle took a position behind the injured one, and with a single swing of her side, cut through his leg to the knee. Roaring with his indignity, he fell forward, dropping his staff on his foot, using his one good arm. He lifted himself up, became eye-diving toward her. He was given the widest, most bloodthirsty grin she could manage. When you get to hell, tell them they're Rory the Reaper. You. He said nothing, but opened to speak. And blue flames began to come out, but he was not faster than the Lolly, who bisected, cleaved his head into. And well, I don't think anyone's going to fight. Because as Flavius is about to boast...
What?
Flavius.
Meta.
Shit. Which one are we on?
At last.
At last. My army is mine once again.
The opening He had it was a split-second opening, but Pina took full advantage of that. He left his throat wide open. And, well, no more throat. He began choking on his own blood as he dropped his weapon, his eyes looking disbelievingly at Pina's sword. Larger in his throat than Pina herself, the girl had a look of hatred and of triumph. In her eyes, she withdrew her sheer sword. Flavius fell off his horse and crashed to his back on the ground. With great pain and great effort, he looked around and saw that the outliners were killing his inner circle, his closest friends and followers. They had followed him into the worst ship of Zinch, into a hopeful future where they could live like kings and overthrow the corrupt nobles in Sidera. Instead, though, he led them to their deaths, along with the rest of his army.
It's not fair.
Yeah, why should I feel bad for this asshole?
Yeah.
Bill, he was a pawn at the end of the day.
He was manipulated.
Yeah, but he chose it. Remember, like, there's a bunch of steps up to this point. Like, he was gonna kill orcs, then he killed his own man.
Fair enough.
This is kind of what he gets. It's only that he's just now having an epiphany and then realizing, oh, I done goofed.
Yeah, after everything. Yeah, after, killing Pina's close friends that she had brought with him. Like, I know, isn't like there are some Rose Guards still around? Like,
yeah, there
because,
is.
yeah, like she still has a bunch of her legion. It's just that, yeah, yeah.
It's just not fair. My brothers and sisters, please forgive me.
This is for my friends and for everyone else you killed. And then Flavia's eyes saw no more. And then Erdhart.
I think I'm in love.
He sees her execute somebody. Like he sees her execute this guy. He's like, "Oh my god, that's so hot."
We just went from a depressing moment to I think I'm in love.
Jesus.
Owning a Warhammer, this makes any sense.
The sausage spice boy returns.
I summon Prohibition Hammer.
Prohibition's only ever expanded.
Yeah.
What was that? Let's catch up.
I didn't catch that.
Never mind, Siegfried. What matters that Flavius is dead, and his demons too. The enemy is leaderless. Now is it time to press out the attack. Really, our captains? Our attack? Send the spend the word to Sur and Dawi. It's time we go on the offensive. Okay.
Oh, it's they're all dead. They're dead. Yeah.
Dead. They're just dead.
Wait.
Yeah, dead. This guy's dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this was Flavius. This was Flavius, guys.
We wish to destroy you, uproot your culture, and burn this land to ash!
Yeah, pretty much.
Very, very accurate.
Thousands of my men.
Thousands of my men are dead, though.
He said as he walked through the field hospital that had been set up behind Italicus walls, followed by his Reichsguard, who were taking bets on when he would confess to the princess.
Yes, of course. Everyone, yeah, they're all like even Vaden is like, yeah. Vaden and Tuk are looking at him as like, yep, bets on what he's gonna propose. He and the princess are gonna bang. Like,
no, they get. The entire city has a betting system. Like,
Yes.
Betting on if we're gonna get. If we're ever gonna get
They have a
paid.
huge pool about it, like a huge pool, like one of those betting pools of like, okay, somebody said this number of weeks or this many hours, or this, like they have to pay out.
And that's how the story about the city went. Bankrupt.
And even more were injured. What the?
The sister of Salia will be busy.
Sisters would be busy tonight, as well as the priests of Moor. Okay, but who will say this line?
My prince.
Look down. Some man in a great sword had on a coat, reaching out with his left arm, for his right arm had been amputated beneath his. The fuck?
Beneath this.
Anyways,
Scroll
What
down.
is it?
We read
What
about the
else?
amputee.
Wait,
Beneath his armpit.
wait. Arkard lost the arm or the other one?
it was a random greatsword.
Ah, okay. So the great sword had his arm cut off. Easy, friend. Easy. You must rest. You suffered grievous wounds.
I
Grievous
know.
wounds.
I know. I'm not going to live, my prince. I'm not going to live.
Don't say that. We have sisters who can.
No, I'm due for the garden.
Interrupted. The common soldier would never dare to interrupt a noble, let alone a griffin prince from Land.
Was it worth it, prince? Was this city worth our blood and our lives?
I don't know if the city will prove to be worth your sacrifice. I don't know. However, that we defeated an army of heathen chaos worshippers. That is worth any price.
I see. Dying to stop chaos. That's not so bad. That's not bad at all.
What's your name, soldier?
Carl.
Oh, great. Oh, great. Why's both
Wolf!
left?
Oh, what's his name? What's the soldier's name?
Hope it's.
How much you want to bet it's something fucking stupid?
It would be fun. Oh no, be right back. Alright, I'm gonna use the bathroom.
How much you want to bet it might be a stupid name or an awesome name?
Probably an awesome name.
Yeah.
Okay. We just have to wait. Oh boy. It's great.
Well, I'm alone now.
Alright, I'm back.
Well, Dragon left to do something.
No, I didn't leave. I didn't leave.
Alright. So, let's just take a break. Have any of you seen the Snyder Cut yet?
Yes, I have seen it. Yes, I've seen it.
I suffered.
It's amazing.
What is
come
it?
What?
Oh, don't overreact, man.
No, I'm serious. I hate the Snyder Cut. It's like the worst movie because one main reason. There's one main. It's boring. Every scene I should have been cut in half.
Wait,
on the
what
amount of
movie is it?
the Snyder Cut up of the Justice League.
Wait, well, can you use a "shut the fuck up" clip?
Oh, Zack Steiner.
Yeah, Zack Snyder. Oh.
I haven't seen that movie actually.
I'm actually more inclined to agree with Ninja when it comes to Zack Snyder. I don't really care about him.
Like, put aside like Zack Snyder's interpretation of the DC universe. Let's just put it aside on that front. Like that is just like if you're like a fan of comic books, you're gonna hate it. If you like Zack Snyder's work, you'll be fine. But let's just put that aside. As a movie, everything takes so long. There's an actual case of a repeated scene that easily could have been removed. This felt like Zack Snyder as a director was pleasuring himself while filmmaking this, because a lot of the scenes that he added like make scenes longer, not for any substance things other than putting in a cool imagery or abusing slow-mo in scenes where slow-mo is not necessarily a thing that needed to be put in, or put in like a cool visual thing by putting it along with an indie rock track. And then I was annoyed. This is the first movie I experienced where the soundtracks annoyed me to no end.
Oh, wow.
Like...
you have a lot of hate in that movie.
Oh yeah, like there's like a whole list I have.
Did you make a book out of it?
No. I'll probably be ranting on a live stream at a Dunn's stream.
Oh, we have 30 minutes. I'm probably gonna end this.
Yeah.
Let's just know what the hell the soldier name is.
Yeah, I want to know what the soldier's name is.
There you go. There's his name.
Vogel. Sir Vogel.
Vogel.
Sergeant Vogel, Joseph Vogel.
Sergeant Vogel, is there anything I can do for you in your final moments?
I could ask it of a prince. I couldn't ask of it in the prince.
For this moment, I'm not your prince, just your brother in arms.
Then, could you pray with me, Prince Ercot?
I will, Vogel.
In Sigmar's name, we pray.
Okay, I think we're done here.
Yep.
Well, we solved the main conflict.
Yeah, we actually solved the main conflict, so we just put a title out 4.5.
So wait, if the main conflict's gone...
Well, no, it's not. Like, the initial... If we kind of... Like, the main conflict that was...
presented as the threat of chaos, which is by one...
of this obstacle,
man.
Right? Like, the overall main conflict is definitely, like... the Empire of Man and their allies from Warhammer World dealing with the Sidarian Empire. Like, that's the overall conflict. This is just the first step of, like, a subplot about chaos.
Plus, there's the old man still looming around.
Yeah.
Anyways, until then, everyone, I have just one more thing to say. But first, Latvian, you might sing...
Ata visiem.
So remember, I am your god.